What? Uh, let's see. Huh? There we go. Oh. You. Bam. Bam. Share. Discord, Twitch, YouTube, go. Down, down. Hold on. Bam. Copy. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, damn it. What up, Katra? Hold on. That was very fast. That was 1 minute and 3 seconds. I keep putting the wrong thing in here. Yeah, that was fast. Hold on. I'm slow. You're too fast. You're too fast for me. Hold on. Bam. Bam. Stop. I got to put the chat aggregator on here. Hold on real quick. Start. Stop. Remove from source. Auto find and activate. Auto find and activate. Yeah, that was fast, Katra. That was fast. Look, under 1.5. Let's start a goal. I'll do 10. Help. Get the world. Get the world. Get the world. B12. We'll do it for a good 2 hours. Start. Okay. How you doing, girl? Xenor, did you get affiliated yet? There we go. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back in black. Where'd I go? Okay. Me and Katra are super fans. Yes. And I'm fans of yours. It's a give and take relationship. We've got to help each other out. Okay, what am I missing? Discord, Twitch. Bang. Flock of seagulls. What up, Kelvin? Space age love song or Aunt Little I Love. Robert Plant. Little by little. So I used to have an 8-inch 8-inch mirrored telescope. It was about 6 feet long when I was young. My brother was like 15, so I was like 12. And we used to watch stuff. We used to watch the Leonids and the Perseids, the meteor showers, and we would see ones that would be like they'd be like flying through the sky, and then there would be one that would be going faster than the rest, and then we would like look for those, the fast one, and then all of a sudden they'd be like, and then turn. And the explanation was it must have hit something and then deflected. But when you're talking about that, it's not a marble, it's a freaking huge, like house-sized hunk of iron or rock. And so it would have like at least like shattered. And yeah. That stuff was absolutely. But yes, I've seen UFO sightings. William, how you doing, brother? I'm just playing with my dog. That's fine. You're all right. You ain't got. You do what you take care of you. Me too. Exactly like. So it's like, how do they steer that fast, right? How do you go moving 10,000 miles an hour to zero to changing position without like making a curve, or like hitting something and deflecting? It would be like a very acute angle. It would like hit and then change a little bit, not hit and change like, yeah. So I was just like, and they were like, yeah, it hit something else. And I'm like, okay. And this is when I was young. I don't know. I was always I could always break down stuff like I can tell when I've been bullshitted most 90% of the time. That's why I got out of school. Everything's bullshit in school. Laserbeam is... Hey, Laserbeam's live. The band we listened to yesterday. I just got a notification. Let's see. It's freaking... What's the temperature here? Let's see. Current temperature. Oh, 68 degrees. 2,000 orb sightings in the last 40 days on YouTube. And that's just people that are looking for them. You know? That's just people that are looking for them. Like I've got 2 cameras in my chicken coops. I've got 5 cameras around my property. And like if I get bored, I can find something. The weird thing is though about when you have a light source and a camera and anything, a piece of dust moves in. It depends how tired you are. It'll look like, you know, finding things when there's no light source, things that are light sources, like the asteroids and the Leonids, the Perseus and whatnot. Let's see if we can find Perseus. Shower. See if we can find any videos of it.
Hello, I'm Colin, the digital coordinator for Nighttime Planetarium.
Wow, I didn't expect that voice to
Museums.
come out of that person.
August is a good month for spotting meteors, often called shooting stars. This is because the Earth is passing through a dusty part in its orbit, dust left behind by a comet called Swift-Tuttle, named after its co-discoverers. If you look up late evening towards the northeast, you may see some meteors all coming from the same area called the radiant. This radiant is by the constellation of Perseus, hence the meteor shower's name, the Perseids. When a bit of rock, maybe the size of a grain of sand moving at over 25,000 miles an hour hits the Earth's atmosphere, it heats up, caused by friction. The same reason your hands heat up when you rub them together.
Okay, maybe I was misinformed about that. But still, a grain of sand, that would just stop.
Most nights you'll see 1 or 2 per hour, but in August this increases.
I don't think they're that small. They're
12th,
huge.
13th of the month,
Well, the ones that burn for a long time.
100 an hour if you have a dark sky.
100 an hour, yeah.
Or fewer if you live in a light polluted town. Go out at 3 a.m. in the morning,
Yep, that's when
and
we
you'll
used to go out.
also catch Venus and Jupiter very close to each other. The best piece of equipment
Show
for meteor
some.
watching is one of these, a deck chair, as it will give you a comfy view of the night sky.
No. We had a big old freaking
So go
telescope.
outside and enjoy.
I want to see some actual footage. There we go. This is what we're talking about.
Get ready for one of the most amazing meteor showers of the year. Get ready for one of the most amazing meteor showers of the year.
There you
Perseid
go.
meteor shower is best seen in the northern hemisphere from July 16th to September 1st, with a peak
There
predicted
you
on
go.
August 12th.
Hold
At
on.
peak,
Hold
the
on,
Perseids
hold on,
range.
hold on. Let me shrink this down a little bit.
Down at 100 meteors per hour, and on a burst year like 2016 can hit 200 per hour, about 3 a minute. With the moon at only 10% brightness, this year is going to be a good show. Perseid meteors originate from comet Swift-Tuttle. They tend to be colorful, with trails that linger in the
Yeah,
sky.
boy.
For best viewing conditions,
And you can
find a
tell
place
by the
far from
color.
city lights.
You can tell by the color of the tail that it glows, like what it was made of. Like blue is copper, green. Maybe it's green is copper. Let me see. Color spectrum of metals burning. Flame tests. All right, let's see. All right, so lithium is red, sodium is yellow, potassium's purple, rubidium is like pink, Calcium is violet. Cesium is violet. Yeah, calcium is orange. Strontium is red. What is that? Barium is green. Copper is greenish blue. And iron is yellow. So yeah, that's why usually when you see them, they're just chunks of iron. You see like the red streaks that were like the fireball colored streaks. My dad pissed me off mildly. I was going to grab a sparkling water. It's 8 p.m. here. I sleep like 11 to 12, and the whole reason we have those things is alternative to soda when it gets later. You shouldn't be drinking soda at all. That shit will ruin your life. I mean, I used to drink, like, I used, because when I was exhausted, like I had like my exhaustion era, I'd drink a 12-pack of soda, and it just made everything worse. I drank a 12-pack of soda a day. He's making a big deal of it because you always pee the bed, and he's tired of cleaning your sheets. Yeah, it's all right. He's the father. It's just sparkling water. I'm thirsty, and sometimes I don't like regular water. Cause you always fart. You get all freaking gassed up. Because he knows you're going to freaking sneak a soda in your pocket and carry me like, hey. Yeah, if you really want to get into it, be like, Father, I was wondering why you were so upset about me having sparkling water. Is there reasoning behind it? Yes, we've only got $300 left for the month, and those things are $12. The astronaut was pregnant. I have no idea, brother. I don't know. Did you hear about the crazy one that drilled a hole in the space station because she thought her boyfriend was cheating on her? She was an American female. We sent her into space to work with the Russians, and she couldn't contact her boyfriend from space, so she freaked out and thought her boyfriend was cheating, and she wanted to go home. And they're like, we'll go home in 8 months. We're in outer space. And she started drilling holes like in the bathroom. She went to the bathroom and she started drilling holes through the wall, through the space station wall to outer space. Like she would rather just kill everybody because she was so freaked out that she couldn't tell if her boyfriend was cheating or not. The 100 Tampon song just popped in my head. At least it was your head that popped into. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's a flame test right here. This is the actual flames. Yeah, so that's how it's called, the spectra. Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me pull it up. Woman astronaut drills holes in Russian spacecraft. Women. 2008. 2-millimeter hole causing a pressure leak was discovered in the Russian Soyuz spacecraft docked at the International Space Station, later patched by epoxy. Russian state media officials said that NASA astronaut Serena Chancellor drilled the hole due to psychological distress, a claim NASA has strongly denied. So you got the whole feminism thing. So Russia's like, no, she was bitching about her boyfriend and she was too emotional and she tried to kill everybody. And NASA's like, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. You weren't there, NASA. Feminism, girl power, no matter what. It's the problem with movements. People don't call out bad behavior for the good of the group. That's a movie right there. What up, Giovanna? Giovanna. You should look it up. That's about how they sent the first woman astronaut in space 100 tampons for like 5 days. They didn't know how much she needed. I mean, I can't listen to it. Yes, right. So the chick that's bitching about her boyfriend goes to the bathroom for 20 minutes with a drill. And then all of a sudden the alarms go off that there's a pressure leak in the frickin' International Space Station. Jovian? All right, I'll try my best, brother. Jovian Nagasaki. Wow, my brain didn't put the space in the right place. Got it. Jovian, gotcha. Okay, I thought it was Giovanni Gasaki. That's my problem, my fault. Gotcha, Jovian. All right, my yes, right. Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. And like, here's so many issues. And this is the thing. They want to put people whether they're whatever race, creed, sex, gender that you want to promote. You don't get the best of those groups. You get just some asshole. You can't be like, well, she's the only one that applied. Well, she's freaking nuts, though. Why didn't you find a non-nuts one? Yeah, it's crazy. A certain is going to be on a pedestal, and I don't know if I believe you anymore, Katra. Yes, right. So like you get they want to put trans people in the military, but the freaking asshole they get to represent the trans people in the military is a freaking nut job. Why couldn't they get it? Like I've known trans people my whole life. Why not find someone that's cool? Can you find a non-nuts one? Yeah, yes, absolutely, yes, yeah, you can. I mean, listen, nuts are on a level here. There's levels to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not someone that's like, if I can't contact my boyfriend for 45 minutes, he's cheating and I need to go home. You're in space. It costs $25 million to get you here. There's a multi-billion-dollar station that you're in and you're drilling holes in it. I'm just being silly. No, you finally found one that you actually like. Damn it. Jovian. Is it Jovian? Let me see if I can find out how this is pronounced. I'm gonna do. Yeah, listen, this stuff isn't difficult. This stuff, they overcomplicate it and then say, we need millions of dollars to figure out why this is happening. No, you don't. You've already spent that money in the 30s and 40s, the 1930s and 40s. Okay, that's it. All right, that's it. There we go.
Jovian.
Slow it down, baby.
Jovian. Jovian. Jovian.
America didn't make millions developing a space pen. Russia took a pencil. That's right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's me. I can't play it. I can't play it, Kadra. If it's copyrighted, let me make sure it's not copyrighted. Let me see. It's probably copyrighted.
Remember when NASA.
Let me even tell it. Yeah, she got a copyright on it. Oh, where's it at? Right over here. Right over there. Right there. Yeah, I can't play it. I'll take it. What was sperm? What that sperm? Was that sperm? Where? Tampons. It's called 100 tampons. They sent a astronaut female into space with 100 tampons for 5 days. You know, I wonder if there was a reason for that. So it could be absolute. And this is the problem with propaganda and the media, right? Like, I know tampons were used to fill bullet holes. Like, if you got shot, they could put tampons in. Like to the bullet holes and stuff like that. That was one of the big things for it. So they did, and I wonder if the pressure change could cause. I wonder if there was an actual reason behind it, or if some guy was just like, "Well, I've never heard of a period." You're in outer space. I think you know how the female reproductive system works. Yes, we do. The propaganda is bullshit. We know how women's body works. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, they probably, who knows? Because if she had her period at that time, but you know, it's interesting to see how that stuff is. We expect, it's just freaking guys don't know anything. Yeah, right. I look for a non-copyrighted one. I ain't got no future. I ain't got no future or family tree. I don't wanna be me if you want to call me baby. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just go ahead now. If you like to tell me maybe. This is a little off for me. I'll save it. Hold on. Save. Okay, save. All right, I saved it. I'll listen to it. All right. And if you like to talk for hours, just go ahead now. Marry him or marry me. I'm the one that love you, baby. Can't you see? Do you recall last time you touched a hand with me? Yeah. I mean, like a box of tampons or an actual tampon. No, a box of tampons probably a week ago, but like pulled one out. That's generalization, but stupid people are stupid people. There are definitely men that don't know how periods. Right. But when you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on a space flight, you don't find the medical personnel that doesn't know what a period is. It's you know what I'm saying? This is, and that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not talking about the average guy that doesn't know girls have more than one hole in their vagina. They don't know that pee comes out of a different hole than the dingling goes in. You know, like yes, I understand that. But when you're talking about the professionals that work, yeah. Because what would you rather do? Would you rather run out in outer space? Would you rather run out or have more? It was like they probably had the room and were just like, here. I mean, I'm sure there was a reason behind it, because it's like it probably cost $10,000 to put a box of tampons in outer space. Average weight of a box of tampons. Okay. So let's just say a quarter of a pound. Cost to put a quarter of a pound in space. Okay, so $1,000. $1,000. SpaceX brought that down. So $2,500. $2,500 actually, and then it says with the case it would be, and so about $10,000. Yeah, so about $10,000. Okay, so I was right. So $10,000 to put, and you've already got the box and whatever that they're going to go in, because they're not going in the freaking Tampax box. They're going to go in some secure box that's easily accessible, that's gravity coherent. Can't remember what it's called. So tampons just ain't flying around. She can pull one out at a time without them going all over the place, yada, yada, yada. And so they probably set it up. So, and they probably did it for future missions also. So yes, they're sending one woman up this time, but if they send up 10 women, you want to be able to reuse the same technology. It's just the way that people try to make other people look bad. I don't recall the last time I even touched. I hate them. I feel invasive. They are invasive. That's exactly what they are. Last sucker punch. Yes, I do, dude. I got last. You guys want to talk about last fight I got into? I need to use toilet paper or a sock if I need to, or a sock if I need to. Toilet paper wrap. You gotta make it happen. I wonder how B12 is related to periods. There's a lot, quite a bit. Vitamin B12 and menses. Menses. Let's just say, okay. You ready for this? You ready for this? You ready for this? How taking B12 can make menstruation more comfortable. I don't want to hear you non-believers tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about with the B12. It's the best thing you can freaking put in your body. Hey, 268 joules. Bam. Thank you, Katra. Thank you. Bam. You know, and it's like I try to tell people all the time, and they're like, I'm already on freaking Prozac. Mr. Jones strikes up a conversation with a black hair flamenco dancer. Passenger Princess has a question. What's the question, Passenger Princess? Yes, it's huge. Does B12... Yes, B12. Does it affect the menstrual cycle? Where am I at? Vital for red blood cell production. Vitamin B12 supports overall reproductive health and can help stabilize your cycle if you're experiencing irregular periods. And this is the interesting thing too. A lot of girls under sexual age, they go to the doctor with irregular periods. And what does the doctor put them on? What does the doctor put them on? birth control, hormonal birth control. They don't test their B12 levels. They just say, here, have fun out there. I have a feeling Passenger Princess is a man. Passenger Princess is definitely a man. I need more B12. What's up, bro? What up, Jizzle? Yeah, everybody needs more B12. Wrong topic. Whenever Zara wants to, I can send her a link. I hit the gift on accident. Oh, well, you're welcome. I don't know if I can return it. You shouldn't have told me it was on accident. I thought it was really nice. Joey, I think there's some plan. You'd think there was right. You would think there was a plan or something. Exactly. Yeah. I can send you a link. I mean, it's going to be Google Meet. You have Google. Do you have Google Meet on your phone? Well, you can do whatever you want. You can use it whatever. I'll send you a link. If you download Google Meet while I'm getting this together, it'll just make it easier. Shout out to Kyrgyzstan. Shout out to Kyrgyzstan. Sorry, bro. Too honest for my own good. I don't spend money on what the fuck do I care? Yeah, just download it. It makes it easier. You ain't got if you don't accidentally hit back, and if you minimize it, it doesn't shut the whole stream down. And Zara, right after when you start the download or whatever, go to Discord and send me or I'll put the link in Discord, and you can just click on it from there. I finally found. I want to know about it, Jizzle. You have proof alien exists? My last tax cut. I just got one. Trump. All right, download it now. Start virtual camera. You can be in my bedroom. Okay, let's see. If you want to call me baby, just go ahead now. Hey, marry him or marry me. I'm the one that love you, baby. Can't you see? Zara. Okay. All right. Maybe someone else will accidentally send more gifts, make it a trend, guys. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I just want to kiss my fish. Fishy kissing. What up, doorknob, brother? No, brother, I'm telling you, I'm down. Send. I'm all about it. I'm not a non-believer. Do you recall? Well, I guess isn't below $2 yet. It isn't. So it isn't a lot of places. It's like $2.15 here. Let me see. Where is gas below $2 in the USA? Bluetooth in the USA. Drop below $2 per gallon. Can you see that? Drop below $2 per gallon. Per daily energy. Oklahoma, Texas, Colorado. National average is $2.80. Sub $2 prices at the lowest non-discounted since lowest prices since 2021. Oklahoma $1.84 to $1.99. Colorado $1.78 at Costco. Yeah. Below $2. I'm looking for anything below $2.60 where I'm at, and that's lower than that. Yeah, and a lot of that is your state governments, because the federal tax on oil, and then you have your state tax on gas. That's why you always see it's like $3 or $2.60 and 9/10 of a cent, because so they can get that extra freaking penny without having to put the number on the board. If you want to call me baby, just go ahead now. Marry him or marry me. I'm the one that love you, baby. Can't you see? I ain't got no future or family tree, but hey, Barbara. How you doing, Barbara? Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Barbara. I shine right in my eyeballs. There we go. Okay. Damn, did you get all the ladies? I do. I'm pretty freaking cool. That's after 1 year. It'll drop further. Got thick juice coming. Got thick juice coming from Venezuela. Absolutely. Agreed. 100%. That's right. And you see all these people are so anti-Trump and they don't know why. They know why, because they're the ones making money. They're the ones with the nonprofits that get tax money off of oil and gas. So the higher gas is, the more their nonprofits can make that they just freaking jam into their pockets. He only gets the ladies because hold on. He only gets the ladies because they think he's the lady with the haircut. Shut up. Freaking space cow. At least my quarter didn't run out. Marry him, marry me. I'm the one that love you, baby. Can't you see? Hey, normalize long hair on men. I think I like it too. I think it looks really good. Thank you, Katra. Damn, you're incredibly cool, bro. Keep up the good work here. Thank you, brother. Thank you, my friend. I'm trying to be the as close to anti-brain rot as I can be. Yeah, I think the internet has gone to complete trash. So I'm trying to have a place where we can have an intellectual conversation and we can tell fart jokes. As long as they wash it and keep it healthy. Right. That's quality middle class look for the middle-aged man. Yeah, right. Thank you, Robert. Got a custom nose, too. Broke that some gum bunch of times. Oh, you guys were talking about my last time I got into a fight. Like an actual fist fight. No, we ain't got to talk about that. Never mind. We ain't got to talk about violence. Let's see. This is hopefully Zara can figure out how to click on the link. Okay, guys. That's not going to see good too high. Right. Yeah, that could be bad. You got to keep the ego in check. you know what I mean? Listen, otherwise we won't talk about B12. Right. That's what that. Do you know there's two types of people in this world? The type of people that if they found the fountain of youth would hoard it for themselves. And there's the people that would say, hey, everybody, I found it. Enjoy. Let's all be prosperous. Let's all feel good and live forever. My quarter never runs out. Yeah. And hey, it changed my life. So, and I was all through. I spent tens of thousands of dollars on bull crap. Like, yeah, all the antidepressants, all the anti-anxieties, all that. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about early, Katra. So your brain can only handle like one emergency at a time. This is why a lot of people get panic attacks for like no reason. Like something just like, oh, somebody cut me off on the road. You should just be like, oh man, asshole. You know, people, you know, so if you have a panic attack that comes on that's chemical, that's like, it's something didn't freak you out. You're just sitting there and all of a sudden you start having a spicy food, or what people used to use all the time back in the day is Warheads, those really sour candies. So sour or spice to your brain is an emergency. I'm on fire. So if you're having a panic attack for no reason, sour, very sour or very spicy will shift your brain will say onto that rather than the needless panic attack. The mind is not in the brain. No, absolutely not. That's exactly right. We can overcome. Shame on you. Shame on me for what? The cycle of life is important. Growing old is part of life, and no one should be an exception. I'll just destroy it so no one else could abuse it. So this is the thing. You have people that want to help humanity, and you have people that want to help themselves. Uh-oh. Welcome. I heard somebody admit one guest. Let's see here. Add people. Admit. Hey! All right, hold on. Let me get the stream set up real quick. How you doing? Dun. Everything's backwards. You see the text and everything's backwards because I'm not very good at this internet stuff. But give me a second. I'll get it sorted out. Hold on 1 second. All right, hold on. There she goes. She's gonna get herself situated so she doesn't make us motion sick. All right, there we go. Hold on.
Am I in the chat?
You are.
Did it
Hold on.
work?
Make sure you got the audio in there. Yep, you got it. You are. There you are. Hold on.
Yay.
I mean, you could say hello, good. I'm just gonna adjust your
Hello.
the Hootie Bob stuff.
I don't know if I can see the. Oh, yeah, no, I can see the chat. I see it. Ish.
It's backwards on my screen, but yeah, you'll probably if you've got anything, if you've got a TV or anything, you can join the stream on a TV or a tablet or a laptop or whatever, so you can just watch the stream and see the chat.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna turn
All
my
right, hold on
TV
a second,
on
hold on.
now.
All right, let's see. Okay, oh yeah, hear the girl. I don't know what I should call her. Just keep calling her that. Keep sour candy. Listen, I'm telling you, there's an audio difference or yeah, I'll take care of that. I'm trimming up her just give me a second. I'll get the audio taken care of in just a second. Of course I'm going to be louder though. I'm a freaking loud ass. Uh-oh. Something just happened. All right, let's see. All right, let me do this. Bang. 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 What's going on here?
You got that song stuck in my.
Which one? Oh, we just lost her. Hold on, I lost you. What'd you say? Uh-oh, you're mute. You muted yourself. You muted. Oh, I can't hear you. She had to fart. So in radio, there's this thing called the belch button. So if you have to clear your throat or burp, you hold this button down and it just mutes you for a second, so you can be in the middle of talking. You can be like, "Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the weather on Highway 95 is," and you can continue on. Yeah, I can't hear you. Let me see here. Hold on 1 second. You want to kiss me on my what? I'm confused. Okay, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you.
Can you hear me still?
I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you before.
What about now?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
There we go. All
right.
We've corrupted the system.
I'm going to turn my TV on. I know, right?
Yeah, just turn the volume
my TV
down.
on so I can see the chat.
Just turn the volume down so because it'll be like 15 seconds delayed.
Gotcha.
So yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take care of it, Kat. Yeah. Once she gets settled, I'll work with the audio. All right. Let's see.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh yeah, my vitamins. I gotta fucking show you these vitamins. Look, hold up. All
right, show it. Yeah, show me. Those all like vitamins.
I don't want to get you banned. Hold me, fix my shirt.
Yeah, don't get me banned.
Oh, really? Let's see.
I want to show you my vitamins.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Vitamin score.
Tells me it's
What do they call
my
those
mom
things?
won't stop buying me these man vitamins.
Yeah. Man vitamins, men gummies, 8B vitamins.
She tells me she's like it's not going to turn you into a man.
Yeah, well, no, I won't
That's
turn
what I
you into a man.
thought.
The
She told me
problem.
to balance it out with that.
What woman code? Woman code. Yeah. Yeah. So gummies are crap. I'll tell you what's bad about gummies. Yeah, you need zinc. Absolutely, I take a lot of zinc. Bad thing about maybe a little further from the camera. That's. What do you got? Lemon balm, vodka lemon balm. So you got your own extracts. I love the internet. Hey, hello, long time no see. All right, sorry. I'm trying to pan the camera around to keep you in frame. All right, yeah, you get that situated. Okay, how you doing, everybody? Everybody. Oh, I broke it. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to be on TV. There you go, Catra. What is that? Everybody. I should probably get a glass of water. All right, hey, while you do that real quick, I'm going to grab a glass of water. Okay, sorry about that dog. What's your dog's name, Zara? What's your dog's name? I can't hear you. You think my cousin should make a video? Do you think, yes, your cousin should make a video, everybody. That's me, Space Cowboy. Oh, that's Zara. Who's the hottie? Yeah, I can't hear you. Try again. There it is.
What about him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. What up, Lightning Lays? All right, all right.
His name is Macaroni and Cheese.
Macaroni and cheese. What do you call him when you say come? When you tell him to come in, you don't call him that.
I call him Macadoodle, Macadoo,
Macadoodle.
Macintosh.
I say wackadoodle.
I know you do. Because I know you do. Is when you say that, I always think like that sounds like my dog. Because I call him Macadoo all the time. And I call him. I know, right? I tell him. I'll say. What else do I say? What do I call him? Macadoodle Crunch.
No, when it's outside, when he's outside and it's raining, and you're trying to tell him get in real quick. What's his short name?
I'll say,
you don't say Macadoodle and Cheese. Get in here right now.
No, I call him Macadoodle Crunch. That's his whole name.
Space Cowboy says you got looks that kill. All right, you're still trying to get that on there. Okay. All right. I'll leave you alone for a second. Sorry about that. All right. You know what I should also do? I should probably do this. Let me do. I got to see how the camera ends up, but I'll get it so we can have her on the screen and we can pull up some internet. View to a kill. She's just got to go to favorites. Just kidding. All right, I can make it full screen. I forgot I can do that. There we go. Hey, that was me. I always wonder what it looked like on TV. That ain't me. Oh, you do get ads on the TV when my. Oh, that's okay. I got to look into that. I still can't hear you. Is it automatically turning off? No. Hit mute and unmute or something. No. Nope. She's gonna get him canned. I need a vacation. There it is. There's something. Oh, it went away again. She got to call tech support. Hey. Try disconnecting and reconnecting. Hang up and then join the link again. Bam. Okay. We'll be back with Zara in a moment here. She can get me canned. All right, let's see. We'll get it figured out. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have Zara back in just one moment. We have some technical difficulties. And then we'll be... Okay, so while we're waiting on that... View to a kill. Found $7 million.
Serious safe in the storage unit after
that's
paying
got us very
$500
true. Yeah,
for
absolutely.
everything inside. He called a couple of locksmiths and finally got it open, discovering it held $7.5 million. Now, the original owners had stopped paying for the unit.
That's
Which
crazy.
is why it got auctioned off. But when they heard about the safe, they demanded the money back. Now, they offered the man a reward, and after some negotiating, the man did give most of the money back, but kept over $1 million
Of
for
course.
himself.
Of
But
course.
this story has been retold so many times, it's hard to tell if it's even true. He found him a
So here's the thing. If you've got so much money that you don't know, if you got so much money that you don't know that you misplaced $7 million. Hey Zara, I'm gonna end the call and I'll send you a new link. Then you didn't pay the $200 a month for your storage unit, and you have $7.5 million in the safe on the inside. What probably happened is they didn't know the money was in the safe. Like they bought another storage place out. They bought another storage unit out for $1,000, and they were like, "Oh, this safe, maybe." Okay, and then they didn't, and then they forgot about it. Okay, hold on. Copy. New one. Okay. All right. We'll see. Yeah, I'm surprised Scott's not here. But you know what I'm saying? If you've got $7.5 million in, there's either they didn't know about what was in there, like they didn't know it. They thought they just got, like, somebody was like, "Hey man, I got this old safe. Do you want it for $50?" You know? Yeah, something had to happen like that, if it's even true. Oops, that's me. I think you're misinterpreting the video. You think I am? What am I misinterpreting about it? Well, help me, Space Cow. You're my freaking professional, on hand professional. You're the one supposed to keep me from making a fool out of myself. What am I paying you for? These nuts. All right, let me see here. Back. Zach D Films. The monkeys that brought down a king.
He saw a monkey attacking his dog and rushed over to separate them. But as he grabbed the dog, a second monkey rushed in and sank its teeth deep into the king's leg. He tried to push it away, but it lunged again and bit him in the side. Servants chased the monkeys away, and doctors cleaned the wounds, but they didn't fully treat him. Soon his leg swelled, and his fever climbed as the infection spread. Then his organs began to fail, and just 3 weeks later, the king died at 27, brought down by one single monkey. He saw a monkey attacking his dog and rushed over to separate them. But as he grabbed the dog, a second monkey rushed in and sank its teeth deep into the...
Let me get over here. No, hold on. Yeah, no, hold on. I can't hear you. At all. Nothing. All right, hey, do this. You want it? We can try Zoom if it's Google Voice that's not working, or Google Meet. Oh, hold on. Hey.
Let me try some. I have an idea.
Oh, I just heard you really quiet there.
I have an idea.
I just heard you really, really quiet.
Now.
I can't hear you. It's real. It's like I can't hear you.
makes me mad.
I heard that a little bit. I don't know what it was. I heard that. I mean, really, 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 really. Okay, there you go. Oh, is that what you're trying to use?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit. That's a little bit better. Is it switched over? Is that it's trying to use your earbuds? That's probably what it is.
I think it was my earbuds.
Okay, yeah, something's definitely. Oh, you know what? On Google Meet, click next to the arrow next to the microphone, and maybe you have to choose between phone microphone and earbud microphone.
Okay, let me try that.
Bay's calling. Thank you, Nye guy. Where are the aliens? That's what we're looking for, Sonu. We're waiting to see if Zara. What am I missing here? Okay, let me set this up real quick.
Maybe.
It's so very, very quiet. Is there a volume on your microphone?
Let me. Do you hear that?
It's so low, like it's not on speakerphone. Yeah, like when you get closer to the phone, it gets louder. So it's like, no, don't do that. It's when you get closer to the phone, it gets louder. So it's not using your earbud microphone.
Oh.
It's using your phone's microphone. So there should be an option like the little microphone at the bottom of the Google Meet screen. You should be able to click not on the microphone, but like immediately next to it where you see the little lines jumping around when you talk, and then you should be able to choose what mic. Huh?
Is it still low?
It's super, 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 super.
This phone sucks.
Hey, look, I ran this entire business on a. Is that a stripper pole? What is SETI? The extraterrestrial. All right, if you turn is your Bluetooth off or something? Is it connected? Yeah, it's. Can you turn speaker phone? Oh, let me see. I'm trying to think what else we can use. Listen. You got Discord? Listen, hold on. I got an idea. Hold on. Hang up here real quick. We're gonna go to Discord, and I'm gonna call you on Discord, and then go and see on Discord. We could do a voice call the same way, and then we can do the same thing. I'm gonna call you on Discord. One sec. Start a call. If you want to call me, baby, just go ahead now. And if you, why aliens have big eyes and big head?
Did that work?
Yes, that works perfectly.
Yeah.
Turn your camera on.
Oh, okay. Camera on.
There you go. Hold on, it's boot. There we go. Now, just give me a second to get it on screen. Why do aliens have such big heads and small body? Supposedly, they have got massive brains for telecommunications, and it's very dark in space, so you need huge eyes. Somebody got questions. What's up, Steve? All right, so let me go to Discord here. Discord. Properties. Discord Zara. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I just got to adjust your. There you go. All right. That works? Let me make sure the audio's there. Hold on. Nope, it's not. One second. Boom. Proper. That's my fault.
Aliens have big eyes.
Yeah, that's the question I was just answering. Yeah. Okay. All right, you guys can say something.
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You're going out now.
Okay.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. That's Zara.
Dog.
Now let me.
Hello. Getting my dog.
What's up, macaroni and cheese? Mark. Okay. Let me get this on the screen. Let me just make it a little
This
bigger.
is McAdoo.
All right, hold on.
Okay, so now I can see. Oh, it's so weird seeing myself on the TV.
Yeah, on the TV. Yeah,
On the TV.
It was weird for me too at first. All right, is space time a psychological construct? I don't think it's psychological. The sun is a deadly laser. Okay, there you go. All right, we did it. There we go. Much better. I don't know what the issue was before. So you know what it may have been? It could have been that Discord was using your earbuds, and so Google Meet could only use your. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it's something or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We
now I'm getting my I'm gonna get my tripod.
There
all
you go.
good.
Good. I'm not saying. How big is the universe? It's as
Pretty
big as.
big.
It's pretty big, yeah. You know, so we know. I think it's. Let's see. Let's see what Google says. It's supposedly 13.8 billion years old, right? Supposedly. So if we can measure the speed of light. Allegedly. How big is the universe? All right, hold on. Let me make myself a little bit bigger. I'm looking up. It's 93 billion light years in diameter. Roughly contains 2 trillion galaxies. Okay, hold on. Let me make myself a little bit bigger.
But who came up with the numbers though?
Listen, this is such a freaking scam. So
Right.
right, and if people believe it and people buy it, they're like, hey, how did you do this? And they're like, well, I looked into the sky and I saw this, and this seems to make sense. And the thing is, they have what's called imaginary numbers. So they have math equations that don't work. They won't work. So they said, if only it had a 72 in here, then it would work. So they say this is the imaginary number, and they call that a constant. But it's not measurable. It's just what's required. And in the future, sometime, if you pay me enough money, we can figure out what that number represents. It's absolutely. Oh, the temptation to make your mom joke to do that? Oh, what? The temptation to make your mom joke to that. To what? How big is your big? Oh, gotcha. So your mom is so fast she jumps up and she's stuck in the universe. We lost her. We lost you, Zara. Why are we curious? So the God that made us and made this. So imagine making a Minecraft server and putting cool stuff in like weird dugout, like 1,000 blocks down and over XY, and you made something there and you want people to find it. You know, it's like when you make a video game and you put Easter eggs in it. These are like the Easter eggs that the creator and he, in order, so we don't just sit around and like all day. We have a drive, a curiosity to see what's here, what works. Like think about the animals that are thousands of feet, tens of thousands of feet, or under the water in the ocean that are this big, but for some reason, our curiosity said we're going to make tools to see things this small and then make tools to get down there. And everything that we have on this planet gives us the materials that we need if we work together to get down there to explore the planet that we're on. It's absolutely cool. I don't think it's measurable considering we have black holes. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a bunch of crap. There's a bunch of just crap that doesn't work. Who depends who you talk to. They'll only tell you the evidence for their theories, not the evidence against their theories. I refuse to stop learning. That's me too. Consciousness, brother. It's hard to say. How do we know that there is a creator? Because we're here. Because we're here. Life doesn't come from non-life. We don't know that there is a creator. Yes, we do. But we don't know that there isn't one either. No one knows that there isn't. And that's the problem. No one knows that there isn't. And they can't prove it. So if they try to convince you of that, you know they're being deceitful. So this helps you you navigate life. Stay away from people that are dishonest. Because listen, if science says something and it's wrong, they just say, well, we just learned more. So you painted me this tapestry. You painted me this tapestry of what you thought this evidence was, but you had evidence against it, but you got a lot of money for lying to me. Well, but it wasn't lying, it was a theory. Okay, cool. So you found another word for lying to me, for being deceptive. They refuse to lose. What the definition of nature? Nature. Not picture. Okay. Nature is the physical world. There you go. The physical world. The physical world. It's everything. The plants, animal, landscape, universe, anything not made by humans. The inherent characteristics of something. A person's disposition can be their nature. We are all the proof. Right, exactly. And then you have people that say, no, we made ourselves. Something, this bacteria ate this and made this. but there's DNA in the bacteria. Who coded the DNA? It was accidental. So somebody accidentally wrote this computer program. What about the things that read the computer program? It was accidental. And how did they get together to make that happen? Over trillions of years, and this one ran into this one. Okay. I avoid religion too much because I don't want a quick answer. I want to formulate how I want. Yes, listen, you don't need to go to churches and stuff like that. Your home can be your church. Pray at home. But the thing is, do not follow your friends that do not know, but they want to act smart and say, oh, absolutely, I've done the research. Okay, what's the research for? Shut up, queer. You're a straight white man. I'm also a creator. I create things, and at the time I may create it myself. I don't know, right? But you have the ability to do so. You have all the senses that allows you to create. So if you're made in the image of a creator, it would make sense that you would therefore be able to create. My messages are not going through. I'm not, it's not me, my brother. B12 made us. B12 and D3 got together and they kissed on the lips. Where's the star of the show? I don't know. What happened, Zara? I don't know. Creator exists, and that's reality because of causality. Infinite regression cannot happen. Contingency leads to source. Right. The thing is, if a con man can convince you to give you his attention, your attention and your money, your power long enough, and that because it can't be disproven. So if they just keep coming up with it, and then when that fails, they just come up with something else. They're just good storytellers. B12 is the star of the show. I agree. I wouldn't be here if it was. I'd be in bed right now. I'd be exhausted and at the doctor's office if it wasn't for that. Just paying all my money. Listen, if you just have one vitamin that you're low in, you can spend decades in doctor's offices and on pills and on a therapist's couch. One vitamin, and they know that. They absolutely know that, the medical index, but they make money off of it. Even if you live in the UK and whatnot and you have free health insurance, you don't have free health insurance. You pay your taxes for that. And if the populace was healthy, then it wouldn't be worth it, but they can make money. What do you really think Atma is the ultimate reality? Do you think Atma is the ultimate reality? ATMA? I don't even know what that is. The soul. No. Somebody had to create the soul. And we can interact with other people's souls. And love proves that to you. Two people that can actually be in love, that's not a chemical interaction. That goes above and beyond that. Science cannot define what love is. It's an ongoing thing. They think it's this chemical and that chemical, but if they inject those chemicals into you, you don't fall in love with somebody. You might feel like the little feelings of being in love, but the attraction towards somebody, you're attracted to their spirit, their soul. Maybe everything is a loop. Someone created a creator, which created a creator. Right. And that's one of the things. Right. But who started the loop? Right. Even if it is, someone started the loop. Something very intelligent started the loop. Capitalism versus socialism. Which one's right? So this is the problem. Socialism's completely wrong, as all the ways it's been used, but it's very easy to control kids that way by telling them about it. It's already failed. We know it doesn't work because you have to understand human nature. Human nature is to want to compete against nature, compete against other humans. And socialism tells you not to. You get a class of people. So instead of being racist, you be classist. And that's just the way it is. The thing is, if the government said, we're going to be socialist now, who would run the government? They wouldn't say, hey, Sonu, you're in charge. No, you would be a slave. Absolutely. And the kids in school think because they've got degrees, they would be the upper echelon. It's completely not the people that are already in power would stay in power just forever. So people that get elected in a capitalist society try to push socialism so they don't ever have to leave. Only consciousness exists. Right. It's definite. It's a definition argument. Do you recall if life existed on Mars? I don't think we found like sugars and stuff like that, but we haven't found, or like precursors to sugars. I don't know. Maybe, I guess we lost Zara. I don't believe that it's purely genetics, atoms, and molecules that make me. I feel a very strong sense of self. Without stimuli, I wouldn't have character. Right. You're driving this ship. But just like when you have a car, you have sensors on that car, a tachometer, a speedometer, tire pressure sensors. It's the same thing. You're a system. You're a system of systems. You have an engine control system. You have a traction control system. We're very much alike that, but that's the difference between it and us. It needs us, and us needs whatever we are, and that can't be defined. It can be defined poetically and whatnot, but not, even if I didn't think kink a language, I would still be as expressive as I am. Right? Life's not random. No. And even our best supercomputers can't even do random numbers. Random number generators are pseudo random number generators. Random is chaos, and nothing comes out of on its top level chaos. And except when they talk about us being created from nothing, the chaos of the universe. Well, what started the chaos? Nothing. It was chaos. So is chaos the creator? If you wouldn't think about it that way, okay. So do we thank the chaos? Why would you thank it? So it's people that just aren't thankful for being alive. They want to say we're just accidents. The people want excuses to be able to hurt other people. If you can change the moral dialogue to say it's okay to do this because it doesn't matter if they had family, it doesn't matter if they had loved ones. They're just atoms and molecules. Who cares? Do you recall why my photo was so small? Why Pluto was so small? I hope this is a joke. Why it is? Because it's so far out. Sonu, yes and no. Obviously, the spend, finding the egg. The spend, finding the egg. It was random, and which sperm won. The sperm finding the egg was random. Which sperm won, and which sperm survived itself. That can be random. Maybe no. Hey, right. But have you ever seen a sperm enter an egg? Light comes off. Why would light be produced if nature and evolution conserves energy? Why would light be produced inside of a woman's uterus when a sperm enters an egg? Unless whoever created this concept knew that at some point, with what we have on Earth in this video game, we would be able to create the sensors to be able to sense that. I don't know what's going on here. All I know is I'm about to pope. I don't know what's going on here. All I know is I'm about to pope. I'm about to pope. The question is, if life is created, then who created life? If we weren't alive, we're just something that we can't define, and that's it. But that's the problem. The reason we have these conversations is because there's an innate human curiosity in us to want to know who our Father is. Like if you have it's just part of us, and people try to take things out of human nature and sell it back to you. Like, no, you don't need a father, you just need a sperm donor. No, look what happens. Nature starts to fall apart. Nature starts to destroy itself. So there has to be, and then you see it in dogs and cats and puppies and whatnot. Like who gets violent when and where, and you see how nature starts to fall apart when you don't have something to some guiding force. And what's interesting between humans and like dogs and whatnot is dogs are a very female-led society. That like the male dog just comes, gets the family started and then splits, and the mom will stay around forever. But with humans, it can flip-flop. I think biological reproduction has random outcomes. Sure. Yep. And that's what happens if we keep thinking and talking about it a little deeper without like ripping each other apart. Then this is the kind of stuff. But people call you X, Y, and Z things in order to stop the conversation. Why human brain is so incredibly different from other animals. Right? I don't know. I don't know, but it definitely is. So, and this is one of the things that make you think that someone twisted the knobs, put in the code to make that different. And why haven't those animals evolved more closer to human brains? You know, and life cannot be random. That's all the purpose behind it. Right? No, yeah. Yes. You are all the proof you need. And people that don't want the best for you will tell you otherwise because they want the best for them. They want to be your God. They want you to go to them for the answers. I have a good-sized dilemma. Should I or should I not apply for the honors program? Absolutely. That's not a huge dilemma. Yes, you absolutely do. Can AI create a socialistic utopia? AI has to run it. So AI would be the god, would be the master leader of that utopia. The problem is, who created the AI? Humans. And then who created the humans, right? So it always backtracks. The thing is, they couldn't create a socialist utopia that humans could follow because humans want to be free. Humans don't want to be told what to do all the time. And if you're in a socialist society, they say this is all you are and all you ever will be. You are a mine worker. And that's it. That's what you do. Well, can I ever be president? No. Well, in America, maybe if you do hard enough and you talk enough and you don't hurt people, or if you do hurt people, then eventually you can get the positions of power. And lazy, loud people want to promote socialism because they think by promoting it that they'll be given a raise, which makes them better than the people below them. The people that want socialism don't want to be the mine workers. They don't want to be people digging coal out of the ground. And they tell you that they shouldn't because they're the smart ones. I got a degree. You should do it. I want to know, but it's the shroud of the mystery is beautiful, able to ponder, but nobody's given the one true exact answer. We can only speculate and believe, and no one can hold the power of the fact. Right. And why do so many people not want to do that? Why do so many people want to say, no, it's obviously just nature. It's obviously just like, an asteroid hit and it created us. No. That's not good enough. You should be doing that for the next 60 years. You should be pondering. You should be looking how the world is made and how every little process works. And when the problem is the closer you get to having all the knowledge, the closer you get to, we're created. If I would stopped learning at 30, I would still be an atheist. It's trying to prove that there was no God that led me to one. Okay, my friend is calling again. All right, Katra. Good luck. People who pretend to know everything do really know everything like gurus. No, they're liars. Listen, and that's what they do. They're faking it till they make it. I know that I don't know everything, but I also know that I know a lot of things that I can help people with. And I'm not trying to sell. I'm not asking for power. I'm not saying make me the person that you pray to. Send me all your money. Make me president. I'm just like, let's all become better. Stop hurting each other. Electricity, magnetism's ultimate answer is actually, right. Like there's things like magnetism that happen and we have no clue. You can read books on it, but they don't tell you about how they don't know nothing about you can't even properly measure magnetism without affecting the magnetism. So it's like there's this. It's really crazy. And when you learn about when nothing can be proved, so you just get to a degree of certainty, a probability, but everything's probability. Zara. I guess we lost her. If you want to call me, but you recall to Kelly the volume of the sun. Dude, how the the volume of a sphere. Radius cubed. One half radius cubed. Let me see. I can't even remember. Volume of a sphere.
To find the volume of a sphere, multiply 1/6 by pi by the diameter cubed.
Okay, right. 1/6 pi diameter cube. Right. Okay. Is science probability or certainty? Probability. Yes. No. Yes. Science is probability because they can't know for sure. Things always change. So when they say they're right, they're saying they're probably right. But they got tired of saying probably all the time, so they just say that they're right. But it's probability. Probability in science. Probability quantifies uncertain risk and the likelihood of events. 0 to 1. Impossible to certainty. The closest you can get is called the 5 sigma, which is 9.9999999. Yeah, that's it. We can never really get to 1, except for things like, is the sun there? You can say yes, so that would be a 1. We know that. But what's in the core of the sun? We have a high probability. We've never been there to test it. How old is this rock? 10 billion years old. No, it could possibly be 10, and there's evidence saying it could be 10 billion years old, but there's also evidence against that. We don't know how old things are because we weren't there. And we don't know. The earth might have heated up, which changed the chemical reactions, speeds up chemical reactions in rocks. So if the earth heated up, then cooled down, we don't know. Something that looks 1,000,000 years old to me, it might be 10 million years old, or it might be 5,000 years old, right? That's a big problem. And they don't teach kids this. They just teach kids, no, this is the way it happened. Do you recall how to assume the value of a product that depreciates over time? The value of a product. So the value of the product that depreciates over time is resale value or minus scrap value, salvage value. So we can't know truth with accurate precision. Right. That's how you know people are lying to you. When they tell you something like it's the truth and there's evidence against that. But they don't want to seem like they're dumb. They want to seem smarter than you. They want to be the one that's giving you information about the world rather than you finding it out on your own. And then you can buy their books and you can take their courses and you can take their college lessons and you can spend tens of thousands of dollars and you can make them very rich. But they don't know. They're con men. They speak with confidence. Yeah, but it's a problem. Okay, now how to assume the value of a product that depreciates over time. Okay, calculate its current value by subtracting accumulated depreciation from the next cost. So straight lines, declining balance of reduction. Key inputs: the initial cost, estimated salvage value, and useful remaining life. That's what I missed. Useful remaining life. Do you recall how to factor a complex function? I do not. Factor a complex function. Jeez. What's the best source for information is the truth? So, history. History is the best source of information for the truth. History is the best source of information for the truth. And the thing is, there's different categories. The truth in what? The truth in human nature. The truth in did this war happen? The truth is what's in. Because remember, in the 1860s, when Darwin was talking, he didn't even know that there was mitochondria and organelles inside of a cell. Darwin thought a cell was just a glob of protoplasmic goo. So they thought, yes, a whole bunch of those goo can come together and create something. He didn't realize that the cells split and that there was DNA. Darwin didn't know about DNA. And all these people now, even though we've learned more, because so many people bought into that when new evidence came out, they just disregarded it. Well, no, it doesn't matter. It could still happen. And Darwin even said that his theory would be wrong if the cell was more complex than a ball of goo. But people don't talk about that because so many people are making so much money off of this stuff. And then listen, if you knew that the scientists were mostly wrong, then when they say, hey, we've got a pandemic, you need to take this product, a lot of people will be like, dude, you're a liar all the time. Why would I listen to you? So they don't get called out as liars. You get called a science denier. It's crazy. Chat GPT. Chat GPT. No, it's definitely not. Okay, let's see. Factoring a complex functions, polynomials. No, dude. Involves finding complex roots and writing the product as linear factors. Yeah, no, dude. That's way above my head. Dude, so DNA is so complex. You've got no clue how complex it is. It repairs itself. It rewrites itself when it gets tangled up. So DNA is tangled up in a ball. Like when you have your headphones in your pocket with the cord, it's all tangled up. Now imagine grabbing your headphones and just pulling like that. It would pull into knots. Well, that's what happens with DNA. But inside DNA, written in the code, it creates things that helps the code. It cuts the strings, uncoils them, fixes parts that are broken, and then connects it back together again. And the thing is, the things that fix and repair DNA are coded in the DNA. So it's like, what came first, the things that fixed it or the DNA itself? And it had to be the DNA itself, but the DNA can't exist without it. So it's like the chicken and the egg. They had to be created at the same time. Is string theory? String theory is something that looks like it's probable in a lot of ways, but we can't prove it. It looks like it could work, but it's academic. This is the thing. When you have a bunch of people that don't understand academia, that talk about academic stuff, like it brings it into the real world, and people start talking like it's real. Like, there's a lot to string theory, and there's a lot that you can prove in some of it. There's also a lot it can be called disproved, but science says unproven. Pay me more money and we'll prove it. And that's the problem. DNA chain can wrap around the earth a few times. It's freaking big, Derek. What's up, brother? That's how much code we have inside. Right. And let's watch a video on that real quick. What about mitochondrial DNA? Let's get to that in 1 second. We'll get to that. Let's pull up one thing at a time. Do you guys recall how to locate replenish funds to fuel your business, assuming you are interpreting your financial situation correctly? How to relocate replenished funds? Freaking, I could probably relocate some replenished funds. All right, hold on. Ask for another round of investing? Oh, no, I guess it's after the investment. Okay. DNA and DNA repair.
DNA repair is a cellular mechanism fixing damaged DNA to maintain genetic integrity. Various repair pathways correct different types of damage, such as mutations or break. Excision repair systems cut out and replace
Okay, I was
damaged
hoping they would
segments.
show some of the stuff.
Mismatch repair corrects errors in DNA replication.
All right, let me see if I can find something that shows. Let me see if I can find something that actually shows.
All of the cells in your body have the exact same DNA sequences.
Yeah, listen, this is the thing too.
When you started as a single cell and now you have trillions.
All of the cells in your body have the same DNA. So an eyeball cell and your butthole cells have the same DNA. But the DNA knew that you needed all of these different things, fingernails, eyelashes, all this, and it's all coded in there, and where it's supposed to go, and when the splits happen, what cells and what halves of cells are going to go somewhere. And you start off with an egg and a sperm, and they turn into all of this. It's absolutely fascinating. And they talk about it a little bit enough in like elementary school, junior high and stuff, but they don't go into it nearly enough. And I can understand why. I mean, it confuses a lot of people.
The cells. How did that actually happen?
That's what it is, a shotgun
I'm
mic.
Dr. Spice, your PhD trained molecular biologist, and let's talk about DNA replication.
Spend it.
In molecular biology
where all the
techniques,
flashbacks I was
like
promised.
polymerase chain reaction,
We're working
the
on
first
it.
step to break
We're working
apart
on
the
it.
DNA is
I'm
to
working,
heat
brother.
up
But
our samples
okay, that's why we need stem cells. Right. And we do it. And you know, something that the human body loves is chocolate and cocoa, high percentage cocoa. puts more stem cells. It tells your body, tells your bone marrow to release more free stem cells into your bloodstream to repair your body. So why do we love chocolate so much? Well, because it tastes good. But then when you actually look into it, what happens in your body when you put cocoa in your body? All right, let me see if she's going to show anything.
95 to 98 degrees Celsius. But in the human body, we can't just heat up our bodies to 98 or 97 degrees Celsius.
Hold on. Let's do this. Here you go. All right, so this is a cell, okay? Do you see all these things? You see all these things crawling all over the DNA? These are part of the DNA, but they're not the DNA. And then these green things are reading the DNA and then ripping the DNA in half, writing a new half of the DNA, and then the second one's writing the second half, and then they combine them back together. So it's called transcription. And then if it gets clogged or ripped up or coiled, the other things come in and cut it. Like, we are so much more complex. And look how everything looks. It looks like it was built. Things inside of us, when you need to get from one piece of DNA to the next, something builds a bridge. And while it's building the bridge, there's other things that eat the bridge behind it. And then take that stuff to build another bridge, and then eat the bridge, and recycles it with like 100% efficiency. Very near. We should learn for curiosity and fun, or to show off, because not everything is known to utmost accuracy. Yes, right. It's turned into a product. Perhaps they'll cure blindness by farting. DNA is so complex. Life itself is so complex. It amazes me that humans, we have to figure out something. This is the thing that amazes me, that DNA exists, humans are allowed to know, is that everything we need to find out how we work, we got off of this planet. We're on this rock that's so interesting. Everything we needed to figure out how we are created is on the rock that we're created on. We can turn sand into glass, into lenses to zoom in. We can find metals to accelerate electrons for electron microscopy. Yeah. Is tea sugar good? I like it. Yeah. Israel is healing us. That already looks trippy. It's trippy. Transcription. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you. This is now look. So it's straightened. It takes a coiled DNA. It straightens it out. It unzips it, copies it, then it coils it back up. Because remember, it's like hundreds of miles long, or it's long as shit. So you got to fit these in your cell. So it does all that, then it coils it back up and fits each DNA inside of each cell. Each cell has this entire DNA, not just one piece of DNA in your brain and it does everything. It is alive. That's the thing. So this is the thing about life that we don't know. All the chemicals required to make DNA and everything in a cell. If you have a cell, if you take a cell out of my body that's alive and you put it into a dish, it's alive. What leaves that dish when it dies? What leaves the dish? Nothing. Everything that was in that dish is still in that dish. What sparks it to life? And what takes the life away? Oh, it dehydrates. Well, then how does it rehydrate? Why can't you just rehydrate it? And that's the thing. We don't know we know how dying works, but we don't know why cells die, and we cannot bring them back to life, let alone even make cells or DNA. Is it possible to create living beings? No, it's impossible. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. It's the most important thing we ever learn. We'll talk about it. I think these are those bridges I was talking about. Oh no, that's DNA. Sorry, that's DNA still. Yeah, okay. I never zooming out. Yeah, now that's a chromosome. So then all that's in a chromosome, and then this is a cell. And then when the cell is about to split, the chromosomes double, then half of them know to go to one half of the cell, half of them know to go to the other. Why doesn't one end up on the other side of the cell? And then the cell splits right down the line. This is an actual cell. And then so they separate out, and then the cell, they're duplicating, and each pair is going to its own half, and then it'll zip right down the middle, and now you've got two cells. Then it just does it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. So then it's just going to repeat. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. What up, Timothy? What's going up, Yuri? And the thing is, do you see the things flying in? Everything that the DNA needs isn't just attached to the DNA. When something else is needed, it just flies in at the correct time. It's not like the DNA is splitting and it needs a resource, so then it's got to sit there and pause and wait for a delivery to show up. And what's bringing the delivery? And how does the delivery know to what piece of DNA? There's trillions of them in your body. How does that little piece that flies in know that? Like, you see these things, they're just flying around, and then they just grab one, let's do some work, and then it flies off and goes to another piece of DNA. And they're folding and flipping, and they're braiding, like braiding hair. Yeah, this happened in a puddle. Random question, do you believe in afterlife? I believe, yes, afterlife, yeah, absolutely. The most important, one of the most things of our life is just happening to itself. Yes. Yes, carbon's in all of our cells. Yes. I think quantum physics should get more recognition. I think so too. So DNA only exists on Earth. Yes, we've never found DNA anywhere else. We found precursors, like one of these little colors, red, green. That's a protein. So then there's sugars and stuff that make up the protein. We found sugars or the precursors to sugars on asteroids, we think, because we're looking a million miles away at a rock using a telescope, and we just think it looks like it. So it's possible that it could have this sugar on it. But even if the sugar's mixed to a cell with the DNA, how do you spark it to life? A thunderbolt? No, because if I take a cell out of my body and put it into a petri dish, the cell is alive. Then the cell dies. How do I make it alive again? What left the cell to make it dead? And why can't we just put it back in? Because we don't know. Everything that was in that dish is still in the dish when the cell dies. We have no idea what life is. Same way, well, exam principles different size. Exactly. Like I was saying about like Minecraft servers. If you need something, some dude just digs into a wall and finds it. You teleport somebody over when you need them and stuff like that. Yeah, nothing matters. It's a great deal of nothing matters. This makes a great deal of sense. So human life. We could talk about that too. So you can swap out atoms for things, and you can also have nitrogen-based life, but like nitrogen and things, but they're very, very small creatures that cannot live how we live. They have to live in very, very rough environments. But we'll look into that too. Where can I put a huge trust? Where can we put huge trust for truth? It's science, nothing else. The thing is, you have to understand what deception is. You have to know when you're being lied to. I was an atheist for a long period. I spent 3 years to study religion and science in my spare time. 100% sure post-life is. Yeah. I was an atheist too for 40 years. Anti-dark matter. What's up, Bear? You are wonderful, incredibly, actually curious guy. Thank you, Sonu. Thank you. Yeah, curiosity I love it. It's the best thing in the world. And people try to make you feel bad about it. Even when you start in like elementary school, you get called a nerd and a dork and whatever. Why? I want to know how the world works. Well, I want to go get some girls. You do. Go ahead. I'll do this while you do that. We'll meet up later. Life isn't one day. Oh, look at that 1 second space, yeah. And look at this. It's building those bridges I was telling you about. Like, it just pulls stuff out. It's so freaking crazy. Oh, that's RNA going one way. So it's reading the DNA and it's printing RNA. And then that string of RNA is going to meet up with another one of these these blobs, and it's going to zip it back together as DNA. And these other things are just flying in. And this is what's going on the inside. It's weaving it together. Just pulling shit out of the air. Well, the system. I mean, the air, you know what I'm saying? It's obviously something powerful people read but don't share. Yes, it happens quite a bit. I sure will play after this. This is a 1977 Kiss concert. What's up, freak? So this is DNA finished. The finished DNA. That's a single strand. That's a template, and then there's another strand that wraps around that called the double strand. Then listen, the whole genetic code is 4 letters. That's it. All of those things in there are 4 molecules, and with those 4 molecules, that's like writing a computer program with using only 4 letters to make it do every single thing a human body does, and how to reproduce, how to make sperm, how to make a penis, how to make a vagina, how to make ovaries, how to make eggs, and that in one body and another body can come together, how the sperm swims, how does the sperm know that this thing that you're ejaculating into has an egg on the end? Does it just swim randomly? Why do they swim towards the egg? How do they know where they're going? All of this is programmed into this with 4 freaking letters. It's like some creature, right. And you have scientists say it's just chemistry. No, it's not. I can have a bottle of water right here and it doesn't freaking crawl out of the bottle and make freaking a snake. And think how complex this is. It would if it knotted up accidentally, everything just wouldn't work. You wouldn't have an arm. You wouldn't have whatever. But it does it billions of trillions of times a day and doesn't screw up, but very, very, very rarely. And that's usually cancer. But that's usually from something outside of our body we're putting in. They say, oh, solar beams. No, it's usually bullshit food and pesticides and wackadoodle stuff like that. Cigarette smoke, cyanides, things it doesn't just... But think about how many people there are on Earth, times how many times this is happening a day, and how rare cancer is. You hear about it a lot because you don't hear about how many people don't have cancer, you know? Meditation, yoga, and natural life is access to happy post-life. Religion, yeah, human-made religion is yeah. What's the concept? Money. Nothing exists without actual use of need. Right. Yeah. It's how you represent resources. What's actually made of everything? What everything is actually made? Oh, what was everything made of actually? We'll go over it in a second. And there's no cords. They're not connected by goo that tells this to go that way. They're communicating like with radio. I mean, it's not radio, but type radio. And they're getting all the energy they need from our body. Our body heats itself up to the proper temperature for all this to happen properly. Now untangling it and then cutting into it, and they walk along the DNA. Look at this. Where are you on Earth? What time is it? It's 10:47 p.m. in Georgia, United States. Sun, water, air, school. Right. Everything is light. Agreed. Even when a sperm enters an egg, it releases light. It's a spark. It's called the spark of life. But why? When you mix Like these things crawling around. They're just crawling all over it, repairing. It's like worms. And then when they're done there, they'll go somewhere else. Yes, frequency. Light is a frequency. Absolutely. Everything is light. E equals mc squared. I agree. And this says here at the bottom, I know it's hard to see, it says from a validated medical research institute in Australia. That's 1 million times magnification. Can you explain that? That looks interesting. Yeah. So apoptosis, that's okay. Space Cow had a thing here, let's see. Space Cow's gotta put this recess fart joke. This freaking guy, dude. Damn it.
Oh,
Wood filler?
it's wood filler. Yep, color match.
You don't think you could feel my wood, would you?
Hey, man, come on now. What's up with that?
I don't even freaking know, you know. I haven't had anything in 7 years, so.
Crazy, buddy.
Yeah, crazy,
Yeah.
buddy. Space Cowboy, you're freaking nuts, dude. I don't think he's not interested. I'm not interested either. All right, let's see. So we were talking about silicon-based life. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I want to show you this real quick. Okay, Sonu, ready? Silicon-based life is a hypothetical type of life. Hypothetical. So all we hear about is that, silicon. No, it doesn't exist. It's a story. It's hypothetical. They say, yes, this can happen, that can happen, but it's hypothetical. It's hypothetical. So we're told it like it's true, but it's not true. We've never found it. We're told it's places we can't get to. So people can just lie and say, hey, there's fart-based life, but it's on freaking Krypton, Pluto planet number 7. But since we'll never get there, we can't prove them wrong. So it's a hypothesis. Often thought to exist in high-temperature, non-aqueous environments. So high-temperature, non-wet. So it can't get wet, so it's not underwater, and it's got to be high temperature. So where? Outer space? This is the stuff I'm talking about. So it says silicon and carbon share similar bonding capabilities. So it's a tendency to form solid oxides, and weaker bonds make it water-based life unlikely. They might instead exist slow-moving, heat-resistant organisms in methane-based oceans. Guess where there's no methane-based oceans? On Earth. So we don't know, and we say, oh, look at frickin' Uranus. Look at frickin' Jupiter. They might have methane oceans. It looks like they might. So this might be what's there. Can I get $10 billion to see if we can figure it out? Oops, we were wrong. I mean, and maybe they're not wrong. Maybe they're not, and that's the thing. But why aren't they trying to solve the problems that we can solve here on Earth? Because they can't do it. They're not smart enough, but they're good storytellers. Like ice is in water, but water in the universe. What's that? Right. And if ice is the water, H2O is the only thing that the solid version of it floats in a liquid version of it. If you have steel and if you have a block of steel and a puddle of melted steel and you put the steel in, the steel sinks. But if you have liquid water and an ice cube and you put it in, it floats if they're the same chemistries. if the Earth would not be, we would not have life here on Earth the way we have it if ice didn't float. If ice sunk, then we wouldn't have ways for things to stay out of the water long enough, because you can't do a lot of chemistry if it gets wet. I sometimes believe there is an alien city in the oceans. Right. Yeah. Right. We've only explored 5% of the ocean. 5%. Because humans could only explore that 3% of the oceans, and it's not even a question. Okay, yeah, 3 close enough. I thought it was 5, but yeah, not even a question. The aliens visit Earth. What is life without the nervous system? Right, because you need, just like when you're driving a car without the sensors to tell you how much gas is in the tank. So you need sensors. You need a nervous system to tell you when something goes wrong in parts of the body. That's what like anxiety is. That's what illness is. It's letting you know something inside of your vehicle system, human body, is out of whack. Just like the check engine light on a car. It's interesting that we know we know more about space than our deepest oceans. You're right. Yes. And plant life, maybe. Yeah, they have some sort of nervous system too. But hold on, let's look at this Space Cowboys freaking wackadoo ass shit here. It's the same thing. It's the same one. Space Cow, plants cry too. Right, yeah. And it's the thing is, and if you play music for them at different frequencies, they grow more hardy. And it's like, so there's an interesting thing. If you have a plant outside, okay, it gets thicker stalks and it grows better outside. If you grow that same plant inside, it's thinner and weaker, even if it's got all the same nutrients. Why? Well, the wind blows, and when the wind blows, it breaks little cells, which cause them to repair. Like when you break your bone, it gets bigger in the area it repairs in. So the wind, stress causes growth. So it's the same thing with the human body. And so a lot of times people that grow indoors use fans to blow around their plants and stuff like that so they grow thicker and hardier. There's not enough wow factor in the ocean and general media. That's why I think it's easy to explore 15-20% with current technology. Yeah, I agree too, Vishal. How you doing, brother? Did you watch it? Must not have been. Yes, I watched it, you freaking jerk. What is the density of everything? The density of everything? There's many, everything's got its own density. Yes. I'm not, no, dude, it's freaking stupid. Freaking, can you fill my wood? Why are we here? So this is one of the great things, Sonu. This is one of the things that points you towards either we're a simulation, we're in a video game, or regardless, we've been created by somebody that wants us to explore what they've made. You know, when you sit at your home and you create a video game, you don't want to just play your video game. You want other people to play your video game, and you want them to see how well you did your video game. And you put Easter eggs in that video game that don't really make any sense to be there, but it's cool. It shows you that the creator of the game was creative enough to do something that just like, yeah, and then you give the people in the game all the tools needed to explore that game. Everything we need to explore Earth is here on Earth, inside of human bodies and inside the oceans. Exactly. Once a fracture happens, more bone strength. It gets bigger later. That's right. Bone gets strong, but that's true. No, I don't. I want. I think you think aliens are watching us at the moment. I don't think so. And I don't think so because do you know how far we are away from all this other stuff? So like if there are aliens, they're like illegal aliens. We've got other people living on this planet that are much more technologically advanced than us and living hidden places. Like there's a lot of these theories about the ice caps on Earth and like why we're not allowed to go there with like internet and stuff like that is they don't want people to know. So if you've got, imagine if humans, if they didn't poison themselves with all the crap we eat and smoke and everything, well, you would live to say 200 years old, just say for instance, right? And then so you have people that figured out how to do that. So over the past 200 years, all these people died, but you have all these people hidden out somewhere Look, we just found a new tribe of people that don't even have stone tools. They sharpen wooden sticks and they stab stuff and they eat fruit and whatever they can catch with a sharp stick. They've got bows and arrows, but they don't have stone tips on the bows and arrows. They don't have stone knives. They don't have metal at all. So from what science tells us, they're 14,000 years behind us. So what if there are people on Earth somewhere that are 14,000 years ahead of us, and they're the ones that know how we're going to react because we're just a bunch of freaking savages that hurt each other, kill each other over land and stuff. Hi, aliens, bros. Hi, alien bros. In case you're watching, we are here because the creator wanted you to be here. Right. He wants you to explore his creation. Yep, I believe. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. That's what. And listen, most people that explore the brain, they say that knowledge isn't learned, it's downloaded. Information exists here. Like, how did people invent calculus in 1600s? They didn't have computers, nothing like that. And they were able, Isaac Newton was able, and he said he prayed. He got his knowledge for how to make calculus from God. And then now they said that the amygdala in the brain is the thing that downloads information. School systems slow that download. They don't want you exploring. Look how much I know. I know a lot of stuff, and I failed in school. I didn't go to school hardly any. I left after 11th grade in high school. I didn't finish high school, and I took one semester in college, and I failed Algebra 1. I know quite a bit. And yes, I've got the internet and stuff to get my information, but I got it from exploring my environment. There are people who live 500 plus years. And this is the thing. And you can look at things like the Bible, and it says there was people that lived 900 years. And I'm 50 and I don't even have gray hair, and I've got enough energy to go another freaking 100 years. Where do you hear all this new info all the time? I need to find this stuff. So I don't just look at the American internet. I do a lot of searching all over the world and translate stuff too. But look, I can show you. I can't, So this is what I'm going to try to make my channel. I want this to be 110th grade, more than you'd learn in high school and college. The best class. So that, and I have no problem showing you guys where, like, when I get the stuff and when we talk about it. That's why I have no problem bringing it up on screen. I want you to learn to trust me, because I can, if I say something to you, I can show you proof. Let's look this up. Okay. Amygdala downloads knowledge. Let's see what I can find. Okay. Let's see. That's fear. Oh, this is an interesting thing too. There's a nose inside of our nose that goes to our heart. That's another interesting thing. They don't teach you about that. But let me see what this says.
So have you heard of a part of the brain called the amygdala?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is where all our basic emotions come from.
Like caveman stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that movie, I think it's called Free Solo, about the guy who climbs like
yes,
a
I
crazy
think so too. Listen,
vertical...
they had more time to think about stuff, and they couldn't afford paper and stuff like that. So they only wrote down what was important for us to read. That's why I think our holy books have a lot of information in them. Because listen, we only know what our school system made in the past like 60 years. And they don't want us reading it. A lot of countries, the Bible's illegal to own, 53 countries. Amygdala Blundboard mentioned. I think you should read Indian philosophy. I have read quite a bit. I use a lot of it in life. I use Ayurvedic medicine a lot also.
Cliff Face in Yosemite.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen his brain scan?
No.
Okay, so they found out that basically he doesn't really have an amygdala or any activity in his amygdala, so he can't feel fear. And that's why he'll do things that you and I would be like, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to die if I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indian philosophy
Yeah,
is
my
a
buddy
series
Jeff
of
was
3,000,
like
4,000 years old, straight series. Yeah,
He would always-
I agree.
He would just burn a lot of shit in his house and stuff.
And I think,
and he was just
so
was an idiot.
a big thing about racism is it's not. It's like a lot of people say because they don't want you finding the truth. Like if you have a education system that's been lying to you, and another country's education system and religion proves your bullshit, they'll just say, no, these people are dumb, they poop in the streets, blah, 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 so that you don't look into it. Well, that makes me want to look into it. We have people that poop on the streets here, so why are you telling me not to look into this stuff? And that makes me look into it. And I think most people are just like, well, no, he's freaking cool, stupid white man, stupid brown man. Yeah, no, these people are idiots. They want you to not have information. Well, if you think that way, you're a racist. Okay, well, I just won't think that way around you because you're an asshole. I think Indian philosophy, peace, be still. Me, I get amped up. 2,000 years before we had Harvan civilization was very advanced due to natural causes. It was wiped off. Modern civilization didn't die because of famine. Right. So, and also you look at the pyramids, big thick basalt. What stops radiation? Sand and water stops radiation very well, and you have basalt, big, huge tombs in the Great Pyramids that could fit many people. So think about this: if you knew there was going to be a big solar or nuclear event that was going to kill a lot of the things on Earth, and you and your billionaire buddies could go there, and you have a way to protect yourself from this for a few months or whatever, wipes out most of humanity, but you come out knowing everything that was learned. You can recreate the internet, recreate telephone, recreate all the plastic that they say is going to last forever is going to turn back into oil, and we're going to pump it back out again. If you look up what is it, plastic pyrolysis. If you pyrolyze, heat plastic, it turns back into crude oil. So we have one thick layer in the earth where we have all this crude oil, all this oil. Well, theoretically, it could possibly be that we're just on a cycle, and when this happened, all the plastic on earth just melted again, and then it got covered again and whatever, and then later on, 1,000 years later, we're just pumping it back up again. And you just lie to people and say it's dinosaur piss, and then they'll be like, okay, it's dinosaurs, and, and they don't look into it. But then somebody finds out, wow, you could heat plastic up and turn it back into gasoline and whatnot. But but you sound like a freaking nut job, right? Okay, I'm saying. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on, let me find the two noses thing. There you go. Same woman.
Did you know that we actually have a second nose that's not connected to the brain?
We have a second nose more than the one on our face?
So think about why people that sniff drugs, right? Oh, listen.
Okay.
It's called the vomeronasal organ.
I agree.
And it
I agree.
detects the smells of things that when you eat them, they give off a vapor, like a spicy food. And it actually connects to your heart and makes your heart rate go up. And
right. This is why things that stink make us like, or when you smell puke, and that's a sickness, has caused somebody to lose their nutrition. So your body is making you react in a way, and so your body's saying that you don't want that in your body. There's something in your environment that is not good for you. Why farts smell, but they're funny, and they affect our heart.
But it doesn't connect directly to your brain. Also, I got this research from my colleague at MIT who creates artificial noses, and he's created an artificial nose that can detect prostate cancer before any of our current diagnostic tests can.
It can smell cancer.
And get this might cause some trouble for some people that you know. It can detect pregnancy earlier than any test at the moment. And it can tell who the father is.
So you can smell if a woman's pregnant and who the father is. this, maybe we can't smell it, but a scent, an odor is there that lets you know that so they think that one of the things, they take things out of human nature, like tell us who we should be attracted to, when we should be attracted to who's fertile and who gets aroused near us, and we try to fight that. We try to pay for that. Like, everybody told me I should like these baddies, so I'm going to spend all my money on these baddies, but they're just hoes. So because the society makes money when you spend thousands of dollars on dinner and weave and hair products and colognes and everything in order to have sex with people that you don't like. It's prostitution. The modern science is only 300 years, but ancient civilizations 2,000-3,000 years continuous research. In some cases, they can be more reliable. Yes, a lot of cases. Just because modern science can break it down more doesn't mean that the actual process hasn't already been discovered. We know why having sex results in making babies. And they're just telling us, yeah, but on the DNA level, yes. So ultimately, yes. Does that really matter? No. If you have sex, you still have babies, if in that case, in that case. So yes, this stuff has already been figured out, but just how far we're able to zoom in on the science. Does whatever you smell stay in your bloodstream for 3 days? So I've heard about that too, and it depends what it is. So yes, dogs are used to sniff out cancers too, skin cancers a lot of times. Here, let me see if I can find something on that. Dog sniffing skin cancer. There you go.
Cody is smelling for cancer, deciding among 3 boxes which contains a sample of malignant blood. That's where she pauses.
It really does feel like magic because I can't smell anything from the samples.
It feels like magic.
It's a tiny drop of blood serum.
So we still don't even understand how the animals on this planet work.
Clara Wilson, a researcher at the Penn Vet Working Dog Center, says the new study has the dogs identify a deadly
stay in your
kind of
bloodstream
cancer that strikes dogs.
We'll talk about
wanted
that
to focus on hemangiosarcoma, which is a really devastating canine cancer. It's often called the silent killer because it is a tumor that grows in the body, but we don't see it.
I think so too. I think they're much smarter than
us. In the first phase
us.
of the research, the dogs correctly identified that cancer 70% of the time.
Thank you.
So they get a treat when they identify the correct sample.
It's called positive
Until
reinforcement.
Now, the research here has been primarily focused on human cancers, with the dogs being able to identify ovarian and pancreatic cancer.
The dogs are very unique because they have...
And it's weird. Dogs have always been ones to stick their nose in your butt and your crotch. Maybe they're just seeing if you're healthy. You know what I'm saying? You see them come ram their nose into a woman's crotch and smell around, smell butts. What are they doing? Well, they're dogs. No, what are they doing? They're seeing if you're healthy enough to reproduce with.
Incredible sense of smell.
And it's this basic. So if you can overcomplicate these topics, then sell this overcomplication to people. Instead of you figuring out on your own, you'll pay people for that knowledge.
The cancer, researchers look for
was a puppy. He might nip a little, but this was a full.
Oh, this is a freaking stupid one. Okay, let's see. I want to see one where they actually.
Your dog can smell cancer in your breath before doctors can. In 1989, a woman visited her doctor because her dog kept sniffing and biting the same mole on her skin.
1989.
Was malignant melanoma, cancer her doctor hadn't even checked yet. Scientists discovered dogs can detect cancer at concentrations as low as 1 part per trillion. That's like finding 1 drop of blood in an Olympic swimming pool. Trained cancer-sniffing dogs can identify lung cancer, breast cancer, and melanoma with 93% accuracy just by smelling breath samples. The secret? Cancer cells release unique volatile organic compounds, VOCs.
So this is what I was going to say, Bear, about the volatile organic compounds. So the more volatile the compound, the quicker it goes from a liquid into a gas, and then so it can enter your body, but it can dissolve out. Like if you breathe it in, most of it will leave when you breathe back out, but some of it, if it can cross into your bloodline, it can
that
stay
create
there
a
for a little
distinct
while.
smell. Dogs detect this years before tumors show up on scans. Right now, research centers are training dogs to screen firefighters for cancer because a dog's nose is more accurate than most medical tests. Follow for more shocking facts.
Yeah, it's amazing. let's see. Where were we? Okay. If you want to call me baby, let's go in. Okay. Ignorance is the enemy of intelligence. Yes, absolutely. Right. And the problem is when you have too many people that think education and intelligence comes from schooling, you give them a degree and to them they could be like, I know more than you. And then when they find out that they're dumb, they get mad. They get embarrassed and they start calling people out for stupid stuff. That doesn't exist. They make up things about people. They do. It's called reputation destruction because they wanted their reputation to be better than yours. They wanted to be smarter than you. This is one of the things that goes back to socialism. The problem is human nature. But people are like, no, we're all just freaking star fart dust that are pushed together. No. There's human nature's a thing. People want to compete with people. And socialism wants to take that part of humanity away from you. They don't want you to compete. They want you to just do your job. And that's a big problem. It just won't work. And so I ask people all the time, I'm like, if you're so educated, come up with a different one. We know socialism doesn't work. But by professors in school who are just professors, they're not doing, they're teaching, and so and most of them shouldn't even be there. And you have people that can't come up with their own. They think there's two options or three options: socialism, capitalism, and communism. And socialism's the best. Come up with a different one. No, you're not smart enough to. You don't know enough about everything that's required in a society to come up with your own. So they just act like they're smart because they know the word socialist. And it has the word social in it. We're social beings. We're supposed to be socialists. No, we're not. We're supposed to be humans. Why not? Can't we have a humanist? Because people don't care. They don't care about other humans. That's why people are so big on making sure abortion's legal and able. But most people that provide funding for that aren't even in our country, but they're funding it into our country because they want to outbreed us. They want to be like, look, we're much more powerful than America. Everybody over there hates America so much they're killing their unborn children. Communism is the future, but maybe after 100 years now, capitalism is the most practical. Yeah, communism won't work too because human nature. The person that's in power will only leave when they're killed. They won't pass down because they don't want. Listen, what do you do when you retire? When you're a communist and you're the leader of the what do you do when you retire? Go work in the fields? Are they going to give you millions of dollars so you can retire happily? No. You got to spread that around. Everybody gets the same paycheck. So it doesn't work because they feel that they deserve more. They made this work. They ran this country. I ruled you. I don't deserve the same paycheck as you. And that's the human part that you can't get rid of. And that's the difference between talking about societies in a school setting and in reality. Karl Marx said capitalism is necessary to bring socialism. Socialism is necessary to bring communism. It's a complete process. Right, but he was wrong. Just because he said it doesn't mean he was right. He just thought he was right. And he was a liar too. He was a con man. This is another one of his cons. He spoke confidently about it. And he convinced enough people to give it a try. Yeah, but he also got ostracized from his own from his family and a lot of people didn't like him, and he ended up getting a lot of people killed because he didn't incorporate in the human element. He didn't care. He just wanted to make sure the society worked right, the systems, regardless, the human part didn't matter. He understood that people had to be in the gold mines and the coal mines and whatnot. I don't align with Karl Marx, but he's highly extraordinary. I don't underestimate. You don't underestimate his theories, okay? I mean, he was smart for coming up with it, like being able to come up with it, but it's a bad idea because it only works in thought experiments. It doesn't work in practice. And there's a very easy reason. Like I said, humans want to compete. Humans want to be, just like these dogs want to be rewarded for their work. They want to find the cancer smell and get food. They want positive reinforcement. And humans want the same thing. They don't want to just dig a hole in the ground and pull freaking coal out of the ground for 60 years until they die. They don't want to do that. But we'll take care of you when you're sick because and it'll be free. But okay. But like I said, what happens to the people in the government when they leave government? Well, first of all, they'll never leave. They'll never leave. But if they can convince you to convert your capitalists to socialist, they'll be the ones in power. They'll just stay there, and then we'll all be slaves. I believe socialism and capitalism should both coexist. You can be socialist in a capitalist society. That's the thing. We've got socialist mayor in New York right now. So they do coexist. But the problem is the socialism needs the money from the capitalists. The socialists have to say, we need to tax the successful capitalists in order for the socialism to work. So you need it. You need capitalism in order for socialism to survive. You can't do it on your own. Marx argued that humans aren't inherently evil. He's crazy. Yeah. I mean, but he didn't prove it. You can argue it. I agree. How you doing, Joel? None, at least the best. Should most be. Listen, it depends. Jack, you have to understand, as long as you feel, when you say we're going to start a socialist enterprise, who's going to be the one that runs it? And who's going to be the one that digs the holes? And that's the thing. It's going to be the people's who ideas it was to run it, because obviously they know more than the people that didn't have the idea. The problem is we've convinced so many kids that they'll be part of the haves, not the have-nots. And that's not the truth. But that's karma. Good morning. What's going on, Lit? Socialism failed right in Russia. Yeah, and Venezuela. Look what happened to Venezuela, dude. They could have been a capitalist freaking... They got trillions of dollars in oil for that little country. They could have all been super wealthy and rich. But the very few people wanted to know, I want the money. And they even lied. They said, look, we've got all this money. You should all have some. Then when somebody got in power, he said, lick my boots. And that's what happened. And he killed hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Venezuelans. Yeah, it's a big problem. But that's because they did it wrong. They always do it wrong. Come up with a different way. But we got so many books and so many college courses that we can make money off of. Right, you're a capitalist selling socialism. Yeah, it's a bunch of shit. I think the system should be capitalized and democratic, but the welfare goals should be completely based on socialist policies. Yes. Yeah. Like I said, you can be socialist in a capitalist society if the capitalists pay for it. So you can take the money that you get and spend it around that way. The problem is we do that in America, but everybody hijacks it. Everybody says, oh, I'm going to start BLM to help black people, and $0 left. They got $90 million in 1 year and gave $0 of it to the people that's kicked off, like the people that were killed, the families of those people. They got no money. BLM gave them no money. They bought a bunch of mansions and stuff, and they pushed trans rights and gay rights over top of human rights because they thought they were better than you. Yeah, it's all crap, and it's all easy to figure out, but the problem is you got to step away from it, period. What up, Plastic? You got to step away from it long enough or back far enough from the emotional jibber-jabber to understand what's actually happening. Yeah, it's a bunch of crap. They made themselves ultra rich off of people's emotions. It's preaching socialism, but they didn't. They're con men, capitalists, using socialism to get rich. And so that's not socialism, that's capitalism. So that's the problem. And no one is willing to go find an island that nobody lives on and just start capitalist society there because they need the money. They need capital to start their socialist society. And the people that put up that capital will run that society. It never works. It's only an idea. My observation, either a country should be dictatorship, just like China, but I don't think long run is good. The second is alternative, like American system. Yeah. The rest is all crap. Yeah. Well, because they're class-based systems. They don't want you to look at it long enough. They want you to say you're racist if you look at it, but it's not racist. You can see black people, white people, Asian people all in power in the United States. So it's obviously not racist. And also, when they talk to you about slavery, they don't tell you about all the other slaves. That most slaves in America at many points were white. They were Irish and English. And there was a lot of slave traders here. That there was black people that owned white slaves. There was white people that owned black slaves. But still, that was only like 3%. But they push it so hard because they don't want you to look into the truth. They'll call you racist if you try to tell them the truth. They're just using that because they're con men. Or they're so dumb that they don't actually know what they're talking about. And when they get called out, instead of saying, well, teach me, they say racist, right? And the thing that's happening in America now is everybody's tired of that because everybody knows, or more people are figuring out, they're like, okay, they want us to do this, and that because of racism. But wait a second, now you're being racist towards another group. So you're the racist. No, you're not. You can't be racist towards white people. Okay, that's racist. No, it ain't. According to my my teacher said no. Okay, well your teacher's a liar and a racist. Great. So now you're a racist. So they turned you into a bunch of racists. They turned you into a bunch of racists. And then now it's just like, you got like 75% of kids in America lie and say that they're liberal because they don't want liberals to bully them. 75%. And that's just absolutely wackadoodle. So you wonder why Trump wins when everyone on the internet seems to hate him. And it's simple. It's very simple because they don't hate him. Let's see. But everybody on the internet, right, the people that get paid to say it. All right, let's see. But the thing is, this is how life should be. We should all get together and talk everything out. And the problem is when you stop enforcing your laws, you get scammers in, and they don't want you to know that like you get people that say, hey, we need to protect these people. There's already laws for that. Well, they say, well, it's not enough. Well, if people aren't following the law, we just need more laws. That's brilliant. You are brilliant. We need more laws for people that aren't following the laws. And then they get a bunch of money for it. They start a nonprofit to push it, and then they get rich off of it, and then nothing changes. Do you recall when Joe Biden fell down the stairs? Yes. Let's look it up. Fell up the stairs, you mean? Joe Biden falling up the stairs. Oh, boy. Okay, let's see. Let's see my phone I think there are only two races, rich and poor. Yeah, right. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's not racism. It's classism. Because no rich white people hate rich black people, and vice versa. Because they've already won the game. They just don't want you to figure out the scam and compete with them. They want you to just stay arguing about it in the streets so you never get yourself together and get to the points that they got to. You can't have a black president saying, we've got too much racism in this country. Okay, do we? That's how that. You got elected twice. Yeah, right. It's bullshit. And everybody's freaking tired of it. And it's like, for Democrats, Republicans, and now you have Democrats eating themselves, Republicans eating themselves. It's all falling apart because you can only lie for so long. The thing is, for so long, they've been lying, and people have just been saying, oh, well, I guess it's the truth. It's been on the news. But now people are like, oh, no, you've actually been lying to us for freaking 40 years. So we're done with that. And then that's what you see. And now you have people going undercover, covert Republicans. Like you have covert Democrats. You have Democrats running as Republicans because they know they can't win as Democrats. And then, so that's just people that are saying that. How many people aren't saying it? How many people are mobsters that just want to win and rule a city? So they're saying whatever they are, whatever that city is, and telling them whatever they want to hear. And the people are like, but no, because they don't teach people human nature. They don't teach people that people that want power will do anything to win and say anything to win. But we'll figure it out. Let's see. Joe Biden was like, this freaking guy.
Like, not so easy, is it?
Yeah,
Joe Biden was like, not so easy, is it?
Okay, what did I miss here? 1, 2. 11 hours ago. What time is it? Oh, it's almost. Yep, the rich and the poor, and that's the thing is that is people. Everybody wants to be rich, and they could be in America. They could be, but they want to show people they're rich before they're rich, so they spend all their money on expensive stuff to act like they're rich. So slide over here and give me a moment. Your needs are so raw. I got to let you know. I've got to let you know. You're one of my kind. That's a good one. Your own personal Jesus. Someone to hear your friend. So I want to call with my friend, so I can't hear, but I think I came here to say something, but I forgot. It's all right, Kat. It's all right, good. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. We all good. Oh, you might. Someone to hear your prayers. Someone who cares. I got to pee in a toilet. Your brand. I saw you on Grindr. They call me Saint Johnito. Cause Richard's so bonito. He looks for me on Grindr. Once I get behind Gosh, I can't recall. I had a thought and I forgot. I saw you on Grindr. I saw them on Grindr. So you want Grindr, I wanna get behind her. I like Grindr. Still alive, student of war, brother. Still alive. Yeah, probably for another half hour or so. About midnight. It's 11:29. We'll go for a little bit longer. You know, make it happen. Solid up a little bit. I'll run 3 hours. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. We'll go. Whatever. 2:45. 25 minutes. Half an hour. Make it happen. How you doing, my brother? How you doing? Well, I'm drunk making noodles and gonna attempt to melt cheese. Make it happen. Don't use. You're not using the microwave, are you, to melt cheese? And is it meltable cheese? I remember trying to melt. I think it was like cheddar, and it just turned into like a waxy, fatty ball. You got to add milk. That's the trick. I'm going to make cheese. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we're going to do here. No. Okay, I'm not using the microwave. Good luck, dude. Don't burn the cheese. Yeah, don't burn the cheese. That'll stink. Use milk. Put a little bit of milk in the pan. Don't cut the cheese. Who cut the cheese? why jaywalking exists. No way. It's come on.
Through the streets where children played, injuring some and killing others. You see, before cars were common, the streets were safe public areas. But as cars got more popular, it was suddenly dangerous to walk on the roads. Soon, people started to protest, demanding that the engines be limited to just 25 miles per hour. But instead, the motor industry blamed pedestrians. They took the word J, which basically meant hillbilly, and invented the word jaywalker to insult pedestrians.
See, it's freaking class warfare. I'm not part of the joke. B12 could have prevented this here.
A Santa was even paid to yell it at people crossing the street, spreading the new term. And in one parade, a clown pretended to jaywalk before getting hit by a car in slow motion, until it finally became illegal to cross the street wherever you wanted. They would race through the streets where
Go play in the street. That's what my parents used to tell me when they were mad at me. Go play in the street. Oops. Okay, we'll find another one here. What? It's not a joke. I talk about B12 all the time, student award. Yeah, it ain't a joke. Uh-oh. Cleaner destroys 25 years of research.
When the alarm... Doctors used to believe that babies couldn't feel pain.
No
so
way.
when they needed surgery, they wouldn't put them under. Instead,
crazy.
they would use drugs that only stopped them from moving, meaning they could feel every single thing during the surgery. They couldn't move, they couldn't cry, they just lay there, helpless. Finally, a baby died after getting heart surgery, and his story spread all over the news, forcing hospitals to change the way they treated babies, so they never had to suffer like this again.
See, yeah, the doctors, with all their education, didn't understand that babies feel pain. Do you watch? Link said to the chat. Yeah, but you gotta, only my moderators send links to the chat. If you want to send a link to the stream, you gotta do it through the Discord. And you don't have to be a moderator for sending it through Discord. All your conspiracy gave them but too much B12. That's how I was trying to say that. That's how I was trying to, oh, that's how you were trying to say it. Gotcha. Is it linked? Did I send the Discord in the link? Link in the chat? Yeah, it's linked in the chat. Okay. All right. Oh, that's freaking crazy.
Cleaner flipped a switch to silence it, but this cut power to...
Yeah, so I used to put eggs in the microwave all the time. I used to make egg salad. I would take a coffee mug, I put an egg in, you cook the egg for I think it's like a minute, and then you just take a scoop of mayonnaise, stick it in there, and swish it around, and stir it, and it turns into egg salad. Boom, right onto a freaking slice of bread, another slice of bread, bam, baby. Yeah, I used to do it all the time. B12 conspiracy. Just waiting for my friend to finish yapping. It's nonsense so I can watch it live properly. Richard, you got anything else to say to me? Best to write it down. It's all right. We'll talk about it when you get back. People used to get animal blood transfused. Yes. Right. And we called them the professionals. We still think just because of like shows like ER where the doctors are like, I lost them. Don't you leave them. And stuff like that. They get all emotional on TV and movies. We think doctors are super professional and they know all this stuff. And they're not. They're freaking humans. They're fallible. They're dumb. They only know what they've been taught and what they remember from what they've been taught. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I think I just got yelled at. For what? For what? What happened?
To the entire freezer, which contained countless research samples inside. Now, the researchers spent 25 years carefully collecting each one. So they posted giant signs saying, "Do not unplug," and even locked the outlet to be safe. But the cleaner turned off the breaker box instead. Overnight, the freezer warmed up by almost 100 degrees, destroying almost all of the samples inside. The researchers were horrified and sued the cleaning company for over $1 million, all thanks to a single flipped switch. When the alarm
Flip that switch. No, I don't think your friend said that when you come down to be conspiracy. Come talk to me. No. Oh, no. I think you're taking it wrong. I think she's being funny. No. She was saying, I'm waiting for my friend to finish yapping. She's on the phone with her girlfriend. Brother. You took it wrong. She's waiting for a friend on the phone to finish yapping so she can watch the live. No, that's not you, brother. No, I promise. That's not, you have to go scroll up a little bit earlier. She said, still on the call with my friend, so I can't hear, but I think I came here to say something and I forgot. And then she's saying, B12 conspiracy clown, just waiting for my friend to finish yapping. She's talking about her friend, not you. Not you. You good. Have you ever, yeah. I put lots of metal objects in the microwave. I tried to boil water by putting a pot, when I was like, I don't know, 12. I've tried to put a pot of water in the microwave to boil it. They had to put listen, I'm as smart as I am, but I was too stupid to realize that like I would leave my fork in the bowl to like heat up spaghetti and it would spark and I'd be like, and my mom put when I was like 12 years old, 12, she put a sticker on the microwave that said glass, and then on the stove it said metal or plastic metal or whatever it was. Yeah, you're good, brother. What we think is common sense wasn't for most history, and it still isn't. They just convince us that they know so much more now. Just because they know the deeper things of how stuff works, it's still. And remember, a lot of the people that we get here in America aren't American trained, right? Because we'll accept other countries, a lot of other countries' medical certifications, and a lot of people don't care, dude. Like, they still do bloodletting in parts of the world, and so it's absolutely crazy. I heard half a grape in the microwave is totally not dangerous at all. It's absolutely dangerous. It's a whole grape cut in half with the skin on the bottom still connecting to complete the circuit. It'll create plasma arc. Have you ever stuck a fork in a toaster? No, I've never been that dumb, luckily. Okay, guys, disclaimer: it's dangerous. Don't do it. But look over it. Yeah, let's look it up. Grape plasma microwave. Okay, here's 2 while touching. You can also do the same thing with 1, but the skins have to be touching. Oh, no, okay, sorry. This is 1. It's cut in half, but the skin is still touching it.
If you take a grape and cut it almost completely in half and put it in the microwave, you can make some plasma.
Oh, go the laws of physics.
Yeah.
That's a lot of physics.
Yeah, it's still going.
You don't need to cut the grapes in half. Okay. 2 grapes placed side by side will make this effect work, as long as they stay in contact.
You could hear the frequency that the magnetron runs at. You can hear it pulsing in between. It's probably the 60 hertz hum from the AC from the wall.
Now, with the very strong electromagnetic fields at the intersection of the 2 grapes, what you can get is some sparks, some breakdown of air. That is, the electric fields are strong enough that they ionize the air, creating those sparks, and that is what leads to the plasma. It creates these ions, which can then receive more energy from the microwaves.
Right.
You can see it here pulsing at 120 hertz.
Okay, so 120 hertz, that's the 60 hertz from the wall, but it's 60 times a second, which means it goes up and down. So that's so you double it. You double the frequency, right? And that's probably what it'll say.
That's twice the 60 hertz frequency of mains power, which reflects the fact that the amplitude of the microwaves is pulsing twice every cycle.
No, the magnetron works from gigahertz range. Right. Yeah, right. That's the radio frequency, KBIUF. That's the radio frequency. But that happens in what he was saying, 120 hertz pulses, right? So you have AC, it's not AC on DC, you have AC on AC, you have like a carrier wave. So your carrier wave is the 60, or well, 100, well, it is the 60 hertz line frequency, and then the gigahertz wave, so the gigahertz is what's creating the energy to make the plasma, but that's happening in pulses at 60 hertz. It's like the duty cycle. There you go, brother. There you go. Sine wave rectified pulses 120 hertz. Right. So the energy, the radio, it's transmitting gigahertz gigahertz waves pulsed at 120 hertz, rectified 120 hertz. Right. That's correct. There you go. Right. Single diode rectification, by the way. Okay, I'm here. Volume is low now. Okay. Have you ever done any research on tetrahedrons? No, I don't think so. Yes. How much longer until? Probably about another 20 minutes, Robert. From one yapper to another. One yapper to another. My nighttime routine. Well, I've now forgot what we were just looking at before. Somebody asked a question. Let me see. Right. So if it was DC, you would have the pulse width, which you could modulate, would be the duty cycle of how often the gigahertz transmitter would be on for. Yeah. How you doing, KB brother? I got a freaking you gotta be into the ham radio. You gotta be, are you? All right, let's see if we can find another good one here. Oh, what was I gonna talk about with this though? Yeah. So I used to be into ham radio and ham television, black and white transmitted ham television. I back in the day, and electronics. I've got a lot of high power stuff right here. A lot of high power stuff right here. Big old heat sinks, big old thick traces, electrolytic polycaps. I got my Yahoo 876 hot air rework station. I don't remember the science as much because it was physics class, but checked out mentally that day. Got to ride a bicycle, turned out we turned to ride a bicycle. Yeah. So basically, I'm self-taught, and I'm trying to, now I'm 49, I'm trying to teach kids how life works in any, and I, as digestible as I can. I bet you don't. Oh, you don't go. Oh, you have a channel too. Don't go live. All right, hold on, brother. You got a subscription here, my friend. Bam. Oh, there you go. QSL.net. There you go. KB, where are you out? Oh, there you go. Electronics, auto repairs. Arduino, same thing. Ham radio, ESP32s is basically what I use, but I still use Arduino. Can't remember what it's called. 3 letters. What I code in to make to compile the code. The Arduino DSL is sticking in my head, but I can't think of it. Yeah, absolutely. No, I love it. I love that stuff. They don't teach you how to build electronics in school because they want you to spend money on that. Yeah, absolutely. Check out tetrahedrons as you can see. Yeah, no problem. Shit, absolutely. Listen, we gotta teach the kids. I think channels like ours are going to be super important in the next coming, especially the next year, because there's so much. There's IDE, integrated development environment. Yes, the Arduino IDE. Yeah, I use the Arduino IDE for. So I have my own. I have greenhouses. I have chickens. I've got chicken coops. I got the doors on the chicken coop run off of GPS. I've got water reclamation off of my roof. I barrel catch that, float pump activated, and I've also had a wet spot in my yard. I dug a well, hand dug a well, sleeved it, and then it fills very slowly. So I have float switches at the bottom and the top, and shoe valves on the bottom, foot valve on the bottom, and when it fills up and it triggers the top switch, the ESP32 triggers the pump that empty the well, and then when the bottom switch triggers, it stops the pumps. And then as it fills back up again, so it just cycles, and it fills 1,000 gallons of cube water storage that I've got. Anyway, so we're gonna have so much manufacturing coming into America that people learning how to hold a soldering iron, that kind of stuff is going to be coming back. And the way that the algorithm works is newer release stuff. Yes, there's lots of stuff that's 15 years, 10 years old. having somebody that's currently producing content on things that, as we've been relegated to corners of our garages and bedrooms tinkering with stuff, but people are going to actually need this, and there's not a lot of people studying it, so we're going to have to be the ones that transfer this information from down to the youngins. Anyone have a question? Money is typically involved with the answer now. If anyone has a question, money is typically involved in the answer. Yes, absolutely. What does that even mean? If you're having a problem with anything, follow the money. Is what I'm guessing she says. Cool, man. My brother-in-law should watch you too. I agree. Go to bed, you piglets. What's up, ND, brother? Thank you, KB. Thank you, my brother. Where are you out of? What state? Student of War. The Tetrahedron. Sorry. Tetrahedrons. I'm out of Maryland originally. I'm in Georgia now. Tetrahedrons. Coolest tetrahedron explained in 30 seconds. Massachusetts. You got a couple other Massachusetts folks up there too in the chat. YouTube is behind me. Damn, brother. Yeah. I didn't understand what.
Meet the tetrahedron, a solid with 4 faces, all triangles.
So
it is.
So I try to do a full class, like instead of doing an hour of math and whatever. If somebody has a question about math, we'll go over it for freaking 30 seconds. Then we can freaking still go into fart jokes and whatever. But school hasn't been working for people for so long. Everything that I've learned on my own. School was absolutely detrimental to my only place thing is it got me into girls and partying and like that. And I think most people do. I think most people that go to college, they go there thinking that's all they need is a degree to get through life, and they don't really learn anything, and they just spend a whole lot of that student loan money on a party. And then when they're done, they got a degree, but they're still too underserved by the education system to really get any good work done. Anyway, sorry.
4 corners called vertices, and 6 edges where these triangles meet. Think of it as a pyramid made entirely of triangles, simple, strong, and super neat. Here's how it looks in 3D. Check out those sharp edges and points.
Check out those sharp edges.
This shape is the building block of many things in nature and science.
Yep.
Want to see it spin?
Spin,
Watch
baby.
this. Rotate the shape. Amazing, right? Like, share, and follow for more awesome 3D math magic.
So the tetrahedron, the triangle and tetrahedron is super important in video games. It's very much required on how we do 3D modeling for video games, movies, and whatnot. I lectured undergrads in the UK. Hey, brother, you know what? I'm glad you came in here, my friend. So are you trying to make a YouTube a source of income, or did you already? Didn't you learn math, languages, and creative in elementary school? A little bit. Who, me? Yeah, a little bit. I remember that there's a poster that used to be in our school. It said everything I needed to learn, I learned in kindergarten, and I think that can be true as long as you can learn how to communicate with others. But a lot of people think as soon as they get their degree in college, that's the end of education. They got it. That's it. Everything. Look, this piece of paper proves that I know everything. Tetrahedrons, look it up. It's humans. How does simulate humans? Look up that. Tetrahedrons stimulate humans. Are you talking about hold on before I look it up. The ergon energy fields, existing energy fields, coils and tetrahedrons. I think I know what you're talking about. Tetrahedron energy stimulating humans. Like this stuff here.
The 64-star tetrahedron, or 64 tetrahedron, is made out
As
of
a kid, I
8
thought an
Merkabahs
answer on a test that I
arranged
was struggling
together
with
to
would be
form
included
this
as the poster on the wall.
incredibly
I thought I was smart until they covered
geometric
posters when it
structure.
mattered. Yeah, I
You
remember
will
that happening
notice The
too.
main form of it is a vector equilibrium.
All right, hold on. Let me change this out here.
With the triangles and squares formed on the edges of the vector.
Well, actually, there's more in depth, but yes, it can go in
This
depth.
piece
as to
is
how our
3D
structure's made
printed
from human-
using
Oh, gotcha. Remember when
a
folks would sit inside pyramids?
Silk.
There's a guy that streams. He puts a wire pyramid on his head in order and does like a meditation ritual. That's all he does. He does it for like 45 minutes, and he doesn't talk or say anything. It's like the camera is facing his toilet. He goes and he sits on his toilet, and he's got like a couple of other like Oregon energy or emitting, transmitting, receiving things around him, and he puts this triangle on his head, and he just goes for 45 minutes. Gets all kinds of people, like a few hundred people in his stream. 45 minutes, and it doesn't say hello, doesn't say goodbye, and that's all it is. Yeah, Robert, you seen him? I've seen it. I've seen that idiot. Yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. Let me see. Pyramid Power live stream. See if I can find him. I guarantee I can find him. That's not it. Let's see if I can find it, man. Dang it. It's not very easy to search live streams on YouTube. Mind and Magic. Here's the thing he puts on his head. Xavier's this it. This is the thing he puts on his head.
Today I want to talk a bit about the power of the pyramid.
No, this ain't him. Anyway, I can't find it. I'm pretty sure I've said some dumb comments, and they're basically stating he's wasting his life, but it was kind of rude. Yeah, listen, hope is one of the most powerful things a human has, and if he believes he's getting something out of it, then he's getting something out of it. A lot of people feel better after praying, meditating, whatever, and no matter what your thought is on Creator, God, whatever you think about it, that helps people, and yeah, absolutely can. And I think that's what 99% of his videos are. I think that's why of his comments are. But yeah, no, I watched it because it was a strange fascination. You are right. Humans usually latch on to hope out of fear mostly. Yes, that happens all too. Mind over matter and health. Yeah. So like, and one of the huge things that I try to push on to people, KB, is that our health issues that we have aren't typically from a lack of something man-made. You don't have a headache from a lack of Tylenol. It's not, oh, let me check my blood level. Oh, I got low Tylenol. That's why I got a migraine. Let me take a Tylenol. So whatever you can do, the body can heal itself. It's absolutely freaking amazing in most cases. If it's something that needs to be cut out, you got to deal with that. But getting yourself in a good frame of mind and understanding that there's a group of people that are willing to help you through situations. But there's the doom and gloom we have in the zeitgeist these days, where everybody's like, well, the old people have destroyed the universe. I wish my hair, and look what happened. I washed my hair and look what happened. There it goes. Bam. Yeah, so brother, I don't know if you're interested in getting your hair back. Do you know about oregano and rosemary? It's freaking, like I've told hundreds, well, tens of thousands of people about it, but in my own life, dozens of people, and they've regrown hair. I'll show you something interesting. Oregano and rosemary for hair regrowth oil. Okay, so oregano and rosemary and oregano oil is an effective natural remedy for hair regrowth. Rosemary oil compared to minoxidil for stimulating circulation, treating androgenic alopecia. Rosemary strengthens follicles. Oregano oil's anti-inflammatory properties soothe the scalp. So ultimately, what happens is you have what is this called? DHT. DHT, dihydrogen testosterone, which builds up in the scalp, which turns off the hair follicles. This, using it, like putting a couple drops of this in like a teaspoon of like coconut oil, locally disables your dihydrogen testosterone, and so it can signal your hair to start regrowing. But people don't think that's what they're talking about earlier. Sometimes I feel like I'm supposed to be a dad to people, and yes, so you mean the others deserve it. No, I understand. Yeah, no, that's just human nature. I understand it. Yeah, brother. Yeah. I wished it away. Wished it away. You are leading people astray. Who is? Hold on. But people don't think, and that's what I think you were talking about earlier. Sometimes I feel like I'm supposed to be a dad to people, and yes, be mean to people in streams. They will all deserve it in streams. You are leading people away. And that's what you are doing. I think that's what you said. Isn't that what you said? You said it. I wished my hair away. Am I saying something wrong? I thought you meant washed. Yeah, but yeah, it's absolutely amazing. That okay, gotcha. But this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like they say, these are the reasons for about effectiveness. Mind over matter is huge. And listen, the and if you want to look into the science on it, you have the placebo and nocebo effects. You know, like when you give somebody a pill for heart palpitations, you also give a group of people a sugar pill, and a percentage of them get better. Because they think they're getting the medicine that's going to fix their heart, and it just gets better. So as long as the medicine works more than the placebo, because the placebo works in a lot of cases, yeah, that's pretty amazing. But yeah, okay, so let's see. So massage the mixture into the scalp, leave for 20 to 30 minutes, 2 times per week. Visible changes in 2 to 6 months. People have seen it, like hair regrowth happening in a week. And then you got all the jam. But if we look up the regrow and look hair. DHT. So, rosemary oil is a scientifically supported natural hair loss remedy compared to minoxidil. It helps block DHT by inhibiting the 5-alpha reductase enzyme. Oregano oil acts as an anti-inflammatory. Right. So DHT is the thing that causes male pattern baldness, and you can locally destroy the DHT. Anyway, we ain't got to talk about it. Just it's an interesting thing to think about. That my father used it, and he grew. He's in his mid-70s. He grew his hair back. I had a buddy that used to give me when I had my license had an issue with my driver's license. They had it in the computer wrong or something, and he had a bald spot. He was bald for like 15 years, and I told him the same thing, because he used to stare at the back of his head while he was driving, like, hey dude, you got a bald spot. What's going on, Alan Ramirez, what's going on? How are you, my friend? But yeah, absolutely, it's super interesting stuff, and it's super interesting stuff when you see people that have like hair loss, and they're like, oh, just part of getting old. But is it? And if you find yourself craving oregano, it might be the reason. All right, everybody. It's midnight here. We're gonna call it a night here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Hit up the Discord on your way out, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Oh, you're 68? Yeah, I'm 49. My pops is Thank you, brother Alan. Oh, stream was going great. I'm dual streaming Twitch, YouTube. I just started up a month ago or so on Twitch, Alan. But yeah, it's been going really good. I appreciate it. All right, catch a girl. I'll see you, girl. I used to work at a catering company, and you remind me of a guy that I used to work with, a similar facial structure, but curly hair. Sounds like a good-looking guy. All right, I appreciate you, KB. Where am I from, Alan? I'm from Baltimore, Maryland originally. Now I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Where are you from? Where are you from? Let me see. Okay, Virginia. Yeah. I used to be 45 minutes from there. I was, if you know where Glen Burnie, Maryland is, Severn, right there. I used to drive right into DC, well, Bethesda area, right by Virginia every morning. Yeah, every day, usually a couple times a day. So I'll definitely be back tomorrow. When I stream from my phone, I only stream to YouTube, and then when I get into the studio, I stream to both. But yes, I hope to see you back, Miss Ramirez. But everybody, I love you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. By the way, how old are you? I'm 49. I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate y'all being here. Hugs and kisses. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thank you, KB. Thank you, Alan. Have a good night.